Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I'm Josh from Alien 3D, and this is episode 16 of Alien After Dark. Tonight we have Nate, Joey, and Travis from Ashcan Comics. And, oh shoot, boop, let me mute that. Um, anyways, so I'm going to bring them in and introduce them. So, Nate, let's start with you if you want to give your intro.
Hey, my name's Nate. I'm the founder of Ashcan Comics Pub and honored to work with all the indie artists that make all the books behind me. And I'm also the author and artist of Oath, which is actually out this month. Didn't I start going?
Sorry, I was turning off, telling Alexa to turn my air conditioner off.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, I should have planned a longer intro.
This is a Joey. I have no idea what this icon is, but go for it.
Yeah. Essentially, I'm pretty new to the comics book world in general, and I've been working on all kinds of stuff with Nate. I've been doing a lot of colors and writing stories for our flash fiction anthologies, and I don't know. I'm all over the place. Just seems every couple of weeks I'm kind of learning some new stuff to kind of do with ACP.
Thank you. And Travis?
Hi, yes, Travis Hill. I'm a comic book writer with Ashcan, also the lead editor of our flash fiction monthly anthology, and also the co-creator, author of Mustard Seed, which is a memoir comic that I'm writing.
Awesome. So you guys have been doing this for how long now?
Well, when we first started, about a year ago, it was just a comic book. And I think it was February, someone threw out the idea of, what if we did this like monster anthology? And before I knew it, all kind of morphed, and we had all these people that were jumping on board. And this flash fiction thing kind of like evolved on its own. And surprisingly, it's like turned into the cement that's holding our whole team together. And now it's what we produce on a monthly basis. And we're still doing the comic books too, but so for about a year now, we've been kind of flip-flopping between comic books and flash fiction, and we finally got to the point where now we're doing both. We're doing the comic books and the flash fiction paired together. So it's pretty awesome.
Now, I know.
Hey, Nate's too modest. He's been grinding it out, and we flip-flop like for 2 months. But for the most part, he keeps everything pretty consistent, and it's been great. We've been able to get comics and flash fiction. He's been running the ship as smooth. He thinks it's bumpy. It's not.
I think there's lots of bumps, and one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to give a big shout out to Travis and to Joey, and also to Kenneth, who is not on the show. But if it wasn't for the guys who are in this show right now, actually, I don't really know where Ashcan would truly be. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, there were times when, when I started this whole company, that I didn't really know where it was going, and it got to a point where the amount of work it was taking, doing all the editing work and creating the books and all that, it was just kind of mounting up. And there were a couple of points where it was like, man, I can't keep up with it, or I need to just get back to drawing my comic book. Like, all those kinds of things were going on in my head. And, like most indie guys, we're still balancing, work and life and all that stuff with it. So I guess what I'm getting at in short is, without the help of Travis and Joey, this whole thing would have fell apart. And I mean that because they voluntarily, I mean it, Travis, thank you very much. And Joey, I can't see what you're doing. There's just some weird guy staring at
me. Joey's braiding his beard.
I am.
But the whole thing with Ashcan, it really is a group effort, and I sincerely mean that. Like, all the stuff that we're producing is because of all the people that are involved. So I'm very thankful.
Well, I know I met you somehow. I was looking for to put Superman sticker in my UFO last year, and somehow me and you got to talking, and I put your the first comic book, first UFO box that I had your comic book in was last October, and you guys did a monster uh, comic for
Yep.
that. And then for my July anniversary UFO, you guys did a special alien ROFL, I believe was the name of it.
Bam! Just so happens we have that one right there. Yeah, I love putting all these up here, man. This is my collection right here of all the stuff we've made, and there's old school monsters right up there too. So, but yeah, I remember that sticker. I remember the Superman sticker. That was where our first connecting point was.
Yeah,
Jonathan Bell.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, shortly after the July when you started taking advertisement people. So I have now, are all the ones I've been getting, it seems like they're double issue. And this is this month's that I got. It's got Cosmic on one side and then Oath on the other.
Yep.
So are all of them double issues like that?
Well, that's something we just started actually 2 months ago, I think it was. We originally were doing them where they were separate, whereas the comic book and then the other one was the flash fiction. But now we merged them together and we put them into the single book. So Oath is the comic book, and then on the other side, that one, Cosmic, is the flash fiction anthology.
And that's more of a graphic novel type.
The flash fiction is it's traditional format, so it's written in prose. So it's 3 pages, our pages, the Ashcan pages, which are pretty small, and 1 art piece that's paired with it. So behind the scenes, what happens is Travis will throw out the call to arms, I guess you'll say. He throws out the prompt and what the book's going to be, and then the different writers jump on board, and then the artist will pair up with them. And then next thing you know, we have 5 or 6 stories that are all coming together, and they produce these flash fiction anthologies.
And Tanny's actually asking about that. Is it more of a traditional comic layout, or are they more illustrated? And Tanny, I'm going to blow myself up here a little bit, and just to show you the Oath, it is the graphical comic layout, correct?
Yeah. So you've got the sequential piece. There's what we do with each issue. You've got this traditional comic sequential story, singular story in 22 pages. Then the other side is
the Cosmic, right?
Yeah, 750 word stories on a theme, 5 or 6 of them from 5 or 6 different writers, each one telling one story, complete story, in 3 pages. So they're quick hitters. Just rise in action, fall in action, usually a scene. I made the mistake in our crime book of trying to do 4 scenes in 3 pages, and I think I liked the story, but then I went back and read it, and I was like, I was trying to do too much. So usually sticking to a scene that has like an intro, a rise, and then a turn. That's not what you can do. But it's good. It's fun, and I'll tell you, is on the writing side of it, it's been a challenge to figure out how to tell those types of stories in a compact space.
Right.
And what is essential, what hits, what doesn't. You can't meander. You just got to get to it. And it's a skill that you did. Nate's provided a place where you can really hone that as well. And I think we've got a really good writing team that just makes editing easy. That's for sure.
Now, what made you guys choose to do a 3-page story for each one rather than like doing 10 pages for each story?
I think a lot of that kind of boils down to, honestly, it kind of boils down to the way things are printed. Because, when you think about when you're making a comic book or something, the pages have to be divisible by 4. So it made sense to make it so that it was 3 pages text with 1 art piece. And that 1 art piece makes it way less stressful on the artist. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still spend an entire day trying to ink the most amazing thing, but it's not like sequential where you're trying to do every single panel. So it's kind of speedier process, but when it comes down to printing, that's really what kind of determined how many pages. That way, if we have 5 or 6 people, it would still always be divisible by 4. That way the book would always be able to be printed. We have, however, done some short stories, and we plan on doing more of those. There's a couple people like Stoney Williams, who's part of our team. He's talking about doing a short story, and I'm real excited about that. If you haven't read any Stoney stuff, he's got a lot of talent. So
his piece in Cosmic just moved me more than
that's
anybody else. I've read that. I have to edit these, so usually when I get the books, the short stories, I don't like. I'll reread them, but I'm like, I know what's going on here. I've worked through each of these stories with the writers, but Stoney's I have already reread 2 or 3 times for the Cosmic piece. So anybody who has that book, read that. It's so good.
Nice thing about being the editor too is you've also read, the stuff that's coming up for the End and Mythos and the other books that we have coming up. So
for the right price, I'll give you all the secrets. Travis B. Hill 5.
Just send me your email and he'll send you all this stuff. Yeah. And, on that note, with all the flash fiction books, this one that you just held up was called Cosmic. The next one we have is The End, which is more apocalyptic. After that, we have Mythos, so it's going to be going off into mythology and folklore. So every flash fiction piece has a general concept, but, there's a lot of freedom for the creative team. And I've been blown away, honestly. I'll like make this idea of like, The End or something. It's going to be apocalyptic. And people go like way off in this direction with it, and it's totally cool seeing how people interpret the prompts. It's never like you say, apocalyptic, and everyone's doing The Walking Dead. Like they'll all go like different directions with it, which is really cool.
Right.
But, you asked why 3 pages though, and so one thing is, I think it's twofold. Time, because Nate, I had like a story that was like 7 pages, and I couldn't get it cut down. I was like, this is what it is. And Nate was like, can you stretch it to 20? And we do a short story 1 month. And then I was like, I could try. I can add some stuff in, maybe kind of add some suspense and obstacles or whatever. So I started to do that, and then it was like another week, and now it's just I'm a student as well, and so I've got my academic papers that I'm working on, and so it was just taking up so much time. Where 3 pages is not as it's something that everybody can give their time to. The second thing is just the opportunity to incorporate more people. And Nate's vision, what he came to me back in like March or April, was like, we want this to be a real team where where we have a group of guys, or guys and girls, people. But just a whole team of everybody getting their input, and monthly, you're seeing stuff from like 6, 7, 8 people, 12 people. And so the short stories give us the opportunity to get 12, 15 people in a book, and that's just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how many indie artists and writers and authors and etc. do you guys have working with Ashcan right
now? Currently, I want to say like 18 or something like. But I mean, honestly, there's still people that we've worked with that are still in the group. Like, it's never really a closed door. It's like, they've contributed, but they had to go work on something else, and they can't contribute right now, and they'll be back. So in honesty, we've worked with probably, I think, 50 plus people.
Yeah, I was going to say almost 60, I think.
Yeah. But we did find that, the more we were doing these books, in order to like really kind of gel, we had to like kind of get a consolidated team. And so we are always looking for people that really want to get into it. And people like, there's an artist right now, his name's Fabrizio. You might have seen him online. I mean, he is a drawing machine, and I totally respect everything that he's doing and creating, because he's like all in, just like us. And it's amazing seeing what the people are doing and pouring into the team, and hopefully we can build something out of it.
Yeah, I actually I have Fabrizio's piece here if you want me to show it with the
cool. we can do some show and tell now.
Let me try to remember how on earth did I get to that window.
How you full screened it.
Oh, right.
You're getting a preview. This is next month's issue.
Yeah, so this is not the one, but I'm about to switch. There we go. Let me try to zoom in here. No zoomage. That's unfortunate. Hold on a second here. Let me well, this is the strangest thing ever. I cannot zoom it. Oh well. Oh, there should be. Oh yeah.
You see it pretty good, Joey.
Those dang crapple products.
There we go.
That's my money hard at work.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. So this is like Travis said, a sneak peek, I guess. But yeah, this is Fabrizio's work. He draws these really crazy. Everything in his drawings has this crazy contrast between organics and mechanics. And so far, every piece I've seen him do has that awesome kind of blurred line.
One thing about Fabrizio that's fantastic is he communicates the story. He can take the whole story and give you something that makes you feel it in an image, right. And it's a collage of images. So it's almost like a movie poster that's not just telling one thing, but it's got 4 scenes on one collage image. And so he really takes the story and tries to get as much of the detail and minutia in just one page of art. It blows me away. I mean, if you want to, I mean, his cosmic piece, yeah, you have it. It's just, it's 3 different scenes on a page, and but it all flows together. It's not forced. It just kind of, it makes you feel what you're reading, and it's just great.
Right.
He's great.
I mean, most of the time I work as an artist with one of the writers, so I don't really know, but I imagine Fabrizio is very involved with what the story is. He's not just looking for like a snapshot. He does not shy away from detail. That's one thing I can say is, like, I mean, look at this piece, and Joey, real quick, you didn't say anything about it. Joey did the colors, and he's doing the cover design here. So I mean, there's like a team effort here as well.
That is awesome. Too. I didn't know that. Look, I learned something new about Ashcan every day.
Yeah.
Joey, that's great, man.
I mean, okay, I'm getting like sidetracked. Sorry, but I mean, like I said, people that are volunteering and really like pouring into this group, I mean, that keeps me energized. When I see Travis jumping up and being like, "Hey, I want to help with the editing. Let's keep this going. I don't want it to fall apart." And then Joey has been jumping in, and 2020 is going to be like a new turn for us because the book design that I was pouring hours into, Joey's going to take over on it, and that's so cool. And this is like one of those snapshots right here. He was working on the colors for Fabrizio and designing the cover. So we were actually just talking about this page today. But back to Fabrizio, like I was saying, I mean, the amount of detail he puts into these things, I mean, he's not just drawing one character. He really is drawing entire scenes, which is really amazing. So do you have the black and white one, Joey?
Let me go find it. Yeah.
Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. He wants to know, do you guys do like guest star authors or anything?
Do we do what?
Guest authors. He says he'd like to provide some content for you guys as a guest.
We actually just recently, I was talking with Travis a little bit about this, and it's kind of tricky to just take in guest author work. I have received several works submitted, but we did just put something up on the website that talks a little bit about that. I'd say the easiest way to get in is if you look at our website where it says submit work, and you see the template there, making sure it will fit that 3-page format. I'll be happy to take a look and read it and communicate with you and see if we can get you in. But we actually do have like 4 people currently lined up waiting to get in. So we want to honor the people in the team right now that are putting in the hard work and want to keep doing that. But I am definitely open to working with other people and seeing what we can do. So if he's interested, tell him to reach out to me on Twitter. That's the easiest way. And we'll see what we can do.
And
if you've got sequential stuff though, that is always in need. And Nate is a grinder when it comes to working with people with traditional comic pieces.
Now
Yeah.
the
That one we are
sequential, is that
definitely
the celled comics?
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's a sequential traditional comics, yeah.
Yeah.
And we do actually have that backed up till spring too, Travis.
Oh wow.
Which is good.
keep backing it, keep getting it backed up.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
That's all good. I mean, that's a good sign, you know. It means there's
Well,
people that are
and
interested. You know?
that's the thing. Nate hinted at this a little while, but I guess I said things smooth on our end because it feels like Nate's out front with a steamroller rolling over all the bumps and divots. But
Finding the bumps and tripping on them, I think, is
yeah,
probably
back in what was it? Back in May, I had written my first story for Ashcan. It's in ROFL, and I'll tell you, Nate pitched me the idea of Ashcan being this like collective of guys that are supporting each other, and with just $300 a month, we can get out books to subscribers, 2 books, a traditional comic and a flash fiction anthology, and we can build this community of creators that can connect and help each other and network. Comics and networking comics is so essential. So when Nate was telling me all this, and later I'll give you a little bit about my background, but I'm just now getting into the comics world back in April. And actually I had this mentor, Robert Wilson. He's the artist of Heartthrob. You can look it up. Fantastic. He agreed to mentor me for a year, and he was like, okay, you're at a point now where you've been writing, he was giving me like little assignments or whatever. He was like, you need to start looking for anthologies to submit to. That's the fastest way to get publishing credits. You need that. If you don't have it, it's going to be tough. And you need books to put on a table if you go to a con, yada, 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 yada. So I started looking for anthologies. I mean, great advice by Robert. I don't want to dismiss that. I mean, that's all he's ever given me. So I started looking for these anthologies, and I come across Nate doing this flash fiction anthology, and I start looking through his stuff, and so I follow him. And then he follows me back, and he's like, hey, I saw, this mustard seed thing you got online. Let's talk about Ashcan Comics. And I was like, all right, let's talk. So then he told me the whole idea, the whole plan, and I was like, wait, you'll let me get publishing credits and print my stuff? And in my mind, I'm like, that's a no-brainer. Let's sign up right now. Let's sign up today. Like, you send over whatever I got to sign, I'm in. So then I wrote my first piece for ROFL, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it's supposed to come out, Nate sends out in the Discord channel, hey guys, I think I have to shut it down. Like, this is just too time consuming. I can't do this. And I was like, no, I'm getting something published in 3 weeks. That's what's happening. So I was like, Nate, I will do whatever the job is that you don't want to do. I will do it. Give it to me. We're going to do it. You got 30 people in here. And I was telling everybody in the group, like, you guys need to understand how valuable what Nate is offering is, and put in some work if you can. And so Nate allowed us to come up with an editing team, 5 people, and we started editing stories so we wouldn't have to. And then it's all evolved to where now I'm the lead editor, and Joey's taking over the book design, and Nate is starting to trust us. But at first it was kind of a little bit of a selfish reason. I was like, no, my first opportunity to have my stuff in print is not going away because this man is tired. I will take you can put it on my shoulder, let's get it done.
That's how you got to do it sometimes, though. Go big or go home. You just have to take a leap.
Yeah, I think it took me 2.5 months to realize I was in over my head.
I've been doing my business for about 20 months now. I'm still over my head, but going strong.
Are you one-man team over there?
Yep, still a one-man team.
Oh, you're better, man. You got it.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, when I first did, when I made Oath 1 the very first time around, because what you had there was the remastered one where I've gone in and done it digitally. I'm trying to make all the issues look the same. I've got 1 through 4 done, and I'm working on 5. That's going to be a trade. But when I did the very first one, it was because a buddy of mine told me, hey, you should try and draw a comic. I was like, okay. So I tried to draw a comic book. And then I was like, yes, I made a comic book. Now what do I do with it? So then I was like, okay, I got to try and figure out how to promote this thing. So I get online, and it was just like wave after wave of all these people looking for crowdfunding. And I was just like, oh man, this is brutal. And I've kind of had this feeling of almost like depression, like kick in of like, wow, this is what I have to do. And I was like, I can't let all this effort go into just one book and then boom, gone.
Right.
So it's like I gotta figure something else out. So that's when I started reaching out to other people, seeing I could work with them. And then next thing you know, we start putting all these books together, and then we try to go the Patreon route as opposed to Kickstarter and all that stuff. And it's gone now for a year, and it's been growing. So it's all a blessing, that's for sure. But like Travis was saying, and that's the honest truth. I mean, more than once, I was like, man, guys, I can't keep up. I gotta close it down. So very thankful for these guys.
Now, I know you guys have your Patreon. I'm trying to find that right
now. Yeah, we have two things going right now. We do have the Patreon, and we are venturing off into the Kickstarter, trying something new. It's a celebration of our 1 year.
Yeah, that's a good. The Kickstarter is up, and it's what, 6 more days, and
6 more days, yeah.
And so what we did with that was we took a collection of our best 30 stories from the year. So for people who got into the Patreon late, because we don't reprint. And so we send some back issues when you first sign up. So if like somebody signs up today and Nate has some back issues, he's great about sending you over a handful of stuff for your first month to kind of get you introduced. But the Kickstarter is, if somebody is, listening today and is like, man, I'd like to see what they've been up to, the Kickstarter gets you 30 of our best stories from the year to get you kind of caught up and see, what we've been doing and highlight like our best work, at least what we think is our best work. And then you can see like, oh yeah, this is something, hopefully you can see that this is something good that we got going on. And then, people jump on over to the Patreon and say, okay, I want to see these stories every month.
Now, is the Patreon the only way to get the monthly stories right now?
Yeah, right now that's the only way we're able to do the monthly prints, doing the floppies.
I think the next step, and we've maybe kind of talked about it, because Nate puts everything on digital after it has been out for about a month. Like once the stuff comes out, then you can kind of see it digitally. I'm hoping at some point we'll be able to throw it up on Comixology for people who want to back buy it, because it's Comixology. It's a low risk, high reward situation.
Why watching, Daddy?
You see, this is what you call working too hard. All right, you see all that right there?
Working too hard.
This is what you call living the dream, though, man. These are my friends here. Yeah, so I also am a dad, and I balance that as well. Yeah, and my comics look like they're probably going down. That's the joy.
Oh, hey, we got a new hit. We were at 29 this morning.
Now, I wish I'd have been able to get you on here sooner, but you guys have lives, so. But it is cool that you guys have almost met your third goal.
Yeah, we're moving right along.
So, and you got 5 days left. Your third goal is more pages, so you're adding a cover gallery from the 2019 books. And at goal 4, you got autographed art prints. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, what I would really love to do is eventually figure out a way to do autographed prints from all the artists that are involved. But I got to figure that one out logistically, because
we've discussed that
out
before.
Yeah. Well, I'll be right back.
The mailing on that
no
oh man, Joey, how you doing, man?
Hey, Joey, did you want to show the website?
Yeah, sure. Let me just pull it up real quick. Let's see how this works again. Share screen. And I believe it should have worked. But yeah, I've been doing pretty good, Travis. Been working on all kinds of stuff with the book design there. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so what Travis was saying about the digital thing, what's really sick is if you go to ashcancomicsPub.com and you hit read now, well, you could straight up just read them on the website. Yeah.
Now, you guys should definitely charge for that, though.
We did. But at the end of the day, it's about getting the comic book in front of people's eyes, especially this early in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this is strategically just makes more sense to just get it out there. We're making it anyways, so yeah. And more often than not, people want a physical copy. More, I don't know. No one actually is like, oh, I'm excited to get this digital comic now. People go and buy physical ones. So yeah,
I'll say this. So yeah, there's that's it. When you're young in the game and you're starting out, getting stuff in front of people is what you want to be doing. I know that a buddy of mine, Ken Lowry, he's a writer who's kind of up and coming, and when he was starting out, he would put stuff up on Gumroad where it's kind of like pay what you want,
Right.
and he said, you know, it didn't really matter. Like you might get $1, you might get free. It's all about getting your stuff out there.
Have you guys thought about publishing to Amazon?
Yeah, Comixology, which is run through Amazon, is what I'm been looking into a little bit and hoping to bring. I was looking at it today before I came back home to get on here, because it's free to get your stuff on there and get a publishing page, and to get an Ashcan page, and then like a buddy of mine, Devin. When I told him about this, he does just Kickstarter projects like once a year, and he's always been able to hit his goal. But he said, once he's done with a book, because he only has a limited print run from the Kickstarter, he puts all his stuff on Comixology, and it's not ever a huge sale, but it'll be, an extra. You'll get an extra 10 to 20 hits.
Now, are those available on the Amazon? What is Amazon's book thing?
Kindle?
Yeah, the Kindle.
Yeah, so that at least comics route, Comixology is powered by Amazon, and that's where people find digital comics. I guess you can buy graphic novels straight off of Amazon to Kindle, but you can read Comixology on Kindle, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Somebody's gonna jump on here and be like, "No, Travis B. Hill, you idiot."
I think you can. I think most of them are all going to be like black and white usually for the Kindles, unless you have like Fire or something like that. Yeah. Were you guys talking about putting on there or just your own stuff, Travis?
No, we're talking about putting Ashcan on Amazon is a question I had.
Yeah. And I was saying that I think that that's a route we will probably head in eventually to like throw our books up on Comixology for like $1 or whatever.
It's a possibility, but the thing is, here's the deal with Ashcan, right? I mean, we do not actually own the creative property that the people are letting us publish. That's not what Ashcan is really about. So if we were to go down the road of going Comixology, right, it kind of closes a door for the person that actually has developed it. So there's two ways to think about it. If you're the publisher, that's what you should do, but at the same time, I feel like we are moving very quickly, and we are trying to get books out there as much as we can. But as far as putting someone else's content onto Comixology, it kind of creates a dilemma. At least I believe in my head. It's like I want that door to stay open to the person that's creating the content. So, for instance, we're looking at Jeremiah's work here, J. Paul Sheep, and this is his work, Hush Ronin. And I would like to see him put that on Comixology. And I would not want to put it on there for him and then it go through Ashcan, because I'd rather him collect royalties on that. But if we can give him a commission, which we do for all the books that we publish, we give a commission to the creators. We will still be doing a service for him, as well as promoting Indy Comics, which is our end goal. I do want to see a couple flagship series, though. So, for instance, I have talked to Jeremiah about possibly getting Hush Ronin as one of our key issues. Oath is another one. I've talked to Travis about Thorn, which is, I don't think you've mentioned anything about him yet. Yep.
We'll talk
and
in a minute.
Joey, Fireface. I don't know if we have an image of that, but these are all characters that are indie characters that are developing. And I would love to see these become graphic novels that we have on our site for sale in hard copy, not necessarily in the digital copy. but we got to get there. This is all growing, Like I said, I have issues 1 through 4 of both done right now. One more to go. Bam, gonna have the first trade that's gonna be available and hopefully become a flagship series for Ashcan. I think it'd be great.
As far as your
Nate has all the good answers, man.
As far as all your artists and
ask me a week later, it'll change.
Such, how do they make money? Like,
how do the authors make money?
Yeah. How are the authors and the artists making money? And out of your Patreon, do you chunk them out whoever's in that issue, or?
I would love to get to that point. I mean, honestly, if we could, we would. Right now, no one's making any money in Ashcan, and that's just the transparent truth. We make a few $100s, and we put everything of that back into our print and into shipping. And at the end of the day, we're pretty much breaking even. That's where we are right now. But if we can get to a point where we actually are able to pay everybody that contributes to an anthology, that'd be beautiful. But with the budget we have right now, it's more about how many books can we print, how much more promotion can we get out there, and just trying to get the whole team's name out there as well.
Right.
But like I did say with the comic books, because there's so much more work that goes into making a comic book, and it's generally one creator that's behind it all, we do pay them a per print commission up front when we do that. So those guys do make money. Ashcan's not necessarily putting food on the table for them at this time, but how cool would it be though if we were at a point where, and I mean I'm thinking big, like if we had a couple thousand followers and we knew that we could print 4,000 or 5,000 books, that could turn a pretty good chunk of change for someone, especially considering that Ashcan is not going to make an exclusive deal with them, is not going to pirate their intellectual property. It's still going to be all theirs. All we're going to do is expose their work to this huge audience that's out there. So that's the vision that I see. But
and that's really what indie comics is all about, right? Just getting people in front of an audience so that they can get noticed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and some of it is raising your stock enough to be able to sell your books, and because indie, I guess, is anything outside of Marvel and DC, right? But there are definitely publishers that pay good rates, or that pay rates. I don't want to say good because I can't really, I know some people's rates, and I know some are good or not good or whatever. But Dark Horse pays rates, Own Press pays rates. That's what they do, and so you want to get to an indie point where your stuff is good enough, you have an audience enough where one of these companies want to take a chance on you, and you've got a story that's got something to say. And so, hey, if like Nate said, if our Patreon and other routes for backers and some sort of monetary stream gets large enough, I would love to pay Ashcan rates to people. I think that would be great. But like you said, it's not gonna. How do we make money is day jobs, and then kind of grinding. But there's a lot of value. I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it earlier. For me, like I had a table at 2 Comic Cons this past year as a professional comic book writer, whatever that is. And so I was at Staple in Austin, and I was at Memphis Comic Expo. And the only thing I had to take to these on my own at first was Mustard Seed, which is my creator-owned book with Mark Pate, who's also an Ashcan. But you just go to a table and have this one book on your table, that looks kind of weak. But if I go with all my Ashcan stuff, and I've got stories in all of these, and Nate's sent me a promotion kit where I can sell these at my table for $4 a piece and make the money back on my table. It's great. So Ashcan gives that value to me and some of the other guys who are starting out in the comic book world to be able to have materials to sell, have materials to promote yourself, have an outlet to be published and get and work on your craft. And it's rare. Like, I've been around professionals for the past year and a half and had these conversations, because one thing that Robert, who I mentioned earlier, was big about was you gotta figure out the business side. And the business side, you got to be your own everything. You got to be your own agent until you're big enough to have one. You got to weigh the pros and cons of how to make money and market yourself and sell things at the table. And so Ashcan is like this vehicle that can do that for the guys that are, we're all kind of new to it and trying to make headway in the comics world. And Ashcan is this place where, man, it is. I'm telling you, when I say rare, I'm gonna say it again. Like, it is rare that what Nate has offered the guys in the group. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else. Good luck,
right?
So I'm just fortunate to be here.
I feel the same way. On that note of also, the marketing part, that is, I mean, when someone talks about the tip of the iceberg is literally just making a comic book. I mean,
right.
You think that's a lot of work. I mean, after that, it's like, okay, now you got this whole marketing monster that follows, and be prepared for all the other people doing it. The nice thing about Ashcan is that you throw something out there, and I mean, not everyone's going to be retweeting and sharing all that stuff, but I mean, you get these guys that are like in it and rooting for you too, which is really cool. And that's a real special thing, and we're all helping each other out as much as we possibly can. We're also trying to promote our own stuff. And talking about cons, when I go to events, it's interesting because there's people that walk up to the table and they're looking for comic books. Then 2 minutes into the conversation, we're talking about Flash fiction. And we're talking about how that all came together, and I'm showing them all the names of the people in the credits page of the books. And it's a unique model. And now that they're actually paired up with the comic book, that makes it even more interesting because then they can get the comic book plus something that's new to them. So, and it gives all these other people the opportunity to be heard of as well. So it's a pretty neat thing, real special.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody in chat have any questions for these guys? Otherwise, I think Joey's got some more stuff to show off.
Oh yeah, so this year
I can't see the chat.
You can't see it?
Oh, I can see that. I was saying I couldn't see the chat stuff. So.
Oh, but yeah, this was drawn by Bruce Patnod, and I did a very loose coloring approach on it, and it's actually part of the Bluebook Universe, which is just a fictional universe I've been kind of working with for a long time now. And after meeting Nate, we started kind of taking small steps, and I don't know, every step of the way seems the Bluebook Universe a little bit more real. So what's really neat about the Flash Fiction Force is that for a writer that's just kind of starting, it's absolutely the best resource ever, because I could have never imagined another opportunity to write so many little pilot stories within my universe. And that's what the Blue Book was always about, was creating this multitude of stories that kind of interweave with each other. And it's been awesome that every single entry I've had a chance to write a different pilot, a new take in the same universe. And it's been awesome.
Yeah, this piece, like you said, was done by Bruce Patnod. And, another thing to mention is that all the people that are involved with Ashcan we have all different kinds of experience and backgrounds. Bruce is phenomenal at what he does, and he's done, I think, 3 pieces for us now, and I'm really asking him to do more. But he does a great job, and everybody kind of brings their own style to the table, and I think everybody would say that they grow as they're either writing the stuff or drawing, because I know for sure I have. But it's neat to see all the different experience levels, people that are doing it professionally, which Bruce does, and then some of us that are more just like hobbyists, or dreamers like me.
One thing I will say was absolutely fascinating is in the outside world, if I didn't know anything about Ashcan or anything, for a writer like me to be going through this stuff would have cost me a fortune. To commission all these different people to do all these different pieces. And that's the crazy part of this all, is that everyone in Ashcan is working for each other. It's been an amazing experience, man. It's such a unique one on the internet too, this kind of, I don't know, this sense of community. And I feel like people have really poured their heart and soul into it.
No,
And on top of that, also, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say also back to, why people are creating the material. While the artist and the writer are communicating on what needs to be made, no one's hired. Everybody has a tremendous amount of creative freedom. The one thing we do say is, keep it PG-13 because we're all kind of at the same, we're putting it in the same book and we're going to present it as a product, so keep it at that level. But beyond that, everybody has a lot of freedom to interpret stories and to create things, but also what they create remains their property. So the artist, while they're working with the writer, they still own their material. So a lot of times the writers or the artists will say, hey, am I allowed to talk about this, or can I post it? Absolutely, man, it is your property, and put it where you want to. And I think that also is an important thing to throw out there too. I like that picture, Joey.
Yeah. So Nate actually drew this. This is from the Bluebook Universe, and what you're seeing is essentially a gigantic, red-bearded. I don't know. He's not gigantic. I just want him to sound cooler than he is. But yeah, we got these.
Where you're going with it. I was like, well.
No, I was just kidding. But we got this battle between this red-bearded, foresty kind of looking lumberjack space dude and a massive grape and a face in the back that wants to eat said grape. And that's essentially the Bluebook in a nutshell.
Joey's autobiography.
Yeah.
He really does on his free time, just battles giant ambiguous faces.
You got grapes one day, you got green grapes the next. You never know. It's just amazing what the universe throws at you.
Now, this is actually a story that Joey presented to me. This is actually how Joey and I actually first met back in, it was like December of 2018, I think is when we did our first, I don't know if it was FaceTime or Google Hangout or something like that, and you were presenting this idea to me. And I remember just being totally stoked and going home and just like drawing all this stuff up and presenting it to you with that character and stuff. And it's been on the to-do list now for a year. I kid you not. That's like how busy all this stuff keeps you. And Joey, just so you know, I am going to get to it. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We've got half the book penciled. We got to get the other half penciled and then all the inking done. So 6 or 7 years from now, it'll be ready.
Yeah, I mean,
don't play. That's how it can. That's how the grind can be sometimes. But if you're getting books out, yeah. I was talking to a guy from Memphis who I got to know pretty well, and he's in 9 years he writes this book called Project Wildfire, which is just great. Check it out online if you can. His name's Memphis Quinn on Twitter. He's a great dude. But he was like, yeah, I've been doing this for 9 years, Project Wildfire, and I've only gotten out 7 issues, but I just keep going. So you never know. It can hit quick or it can be kind of a journey. So
that's a lot like these authors that put out books. Look at the Game of Thrones dude. He hasn't put out his next book for how many years since?
Right.
It's just, life gets in the way, and
that's right.
You make deals with HBO, and you never have time.
When someone breaks your legs, no.
Gosh.
But yeah, that's. I mean, my approach to this whole thing is a lot more lighthearted. I'm not gonna end up homeless if I don't succeed here, so it's not. Yeah, I'm just.
No, you do it for the love of the art. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's a bit more than that, I would say, even to a degree, because there's an obsession in there and kind of maybe insanity involved when you're doing these kinds of things. But I feel like everyone in Ashcan has both sides of the coin for the most part. Everyone's really chill, but most of the people have had like so much initiative, man. It's just kind of crazy to see this. I don't know. Every month we're still putting out books, which I didn't even know where this was going to go, honestly, when we first started.
Still here. That's it. That's all you got to At the end of the day, if you're in comics and you can say I'm still here, you're doing all right.
Yeah, I think I've been subscribed to your Patreon on your, because for those who, I'm gonna make me big for a second. I advertise in your guys' comics for the last, I think, 6 months or so. Whenever you guys started up this tier.
I'd like to give
So-
applause.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
if you need 3D printing, look at that ad.
I was really excited because I always wanted to be in comic books, and I was like, well, there I am. I'm in a comic book. Oh, page shifted. I'm in a comic book, so
Hey,
I was excited about that when I first episode first book I got, comic book I got. So I do have one question. I notice every month when I get these books, they all have the number 1 on them.
Mm-hmm.
Until next year.
Yeah,
Right.
it's about to. We're turning, man. This is going to number 2 for all this stuff now.
So this is like every year it changes, not every month.
So we've got those themes will come back around. So Old School Monsters number 2 or Cosmic number 2 will be next year. But yes, it will essentially be year 2 because we have 12 themes that we're going to run through each year. So
Okay, so each comic only gets 1 run a year.
yeah,
Like each theme or
Yeah,
title.
that's
Each
correct.
title.
until the
Okay.
money hits and we can make more each month.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like the way to look at it is this is we're all just starting out now, and every month we're doing a new theme. So currently, yes, everything is number 1, and then you're going to see number 2s, and I don't know if we're going to continue each one or if we're going to decide to double up in a year. For some, you might see a 3 pop up next year. That's all to be determined. But and also with the comic books, it depends on who decides to publish with us. I know Miskatonic High has decided to let us do another publishing as well, so we'll see a number 2 from them. So there's a lot of different numbers that are going to be floating around. But currently, because we're just starting out, these are our number 1. So it's kind of like our golden age, of Ashcan.
Yeah, I think it doesn't necessarily stand for the year because it's entirely possible that themes and whatnot change or whatever. So yeah, it's just but yeah, what you're talking about your ad in the book and whatnot, and I think the next natural step here is that when things start really rolling, we're going to upgrade you and give your ad a special little kind of extra spice to it and give you this old scratch and sniff. What do you think of that?
Well, I actually need to update this image because now that I'm looking at it, at least one of these things I don't sell anymore, and then I also sell a bunch of other stuff now. So I need to get you a new ad.
Do it.
If you want to get that to me before the 15th, we're going to be sending out for print for the next book. Just a heads up.
7 days.
If you can.
All right, I can get that done in 7 days.
And if you want, let me have a look at it here. It's all good. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna have a look.
Real quick, I do want to say this because I made the joke of like we might put out more or whatever each month, but we've been consistently putting out I know this is front and back, but that's 2 books, and
Yeah.
consistently putting out 2 books a month. We had like we mentioned earlier, we had a little lapse over the summer, but like Nate said, we're backed up through the spring, and our goal is to never lapse again. And you can't name 20 comic book companies in the United States that are getting out 2 books a month.
Oh no.
And that just speaks to what Nate has created in Ashcan and the consistency of what we're doing. Like people who sign up for our Patreon, they can know they're getting that. Like we are guaranteeing that, and we've been able to do it for a year. And because you never know, like people sign up for Patreon to be like, oh, you'll get whatever I produce whenever I can get to it or whatever. And people just wait. And a new article came out, or this person wrote a new little writing or blog post, and now I get to look at it 4 months after the last one. But the people with the Patreon subscription, they are getting something the first week of every month, 2 books, and that's something that you comic book companies can do. And so again, that's just more praise. Hats off to what Nate's done, and I just get to be a part of it, and I love it. So
yeah. I mean,
all you guys, honestly.
Getting 2 books out a month is absolutely epic. I was just confused because I'm used to like a series to where you get like the same title every month. or whatnot. So
And I'll say
that's
this.
why I just had that question.
Yeah, no, and I'll say this, and I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I have these two books up with me. I don't even know where the camera is. Super and Dead or Alive. So in those books, I think my best piece from the year was in Dead or Alive. I really will toot my own horn there. And then in Super, we mentioned this earlier, Thorn is a creator-owned character by myself and artist Mark Pate. He did all the design here. And I intend to Mark's working. He's got a lot of other stuff on his plate because he just has work lined up. So he's working on getting a 8-page one shot out by the end of next year that we can put in with Ashcan. But when Super comes back around next year, I intend to have another Thorn story in that. When Dead or Alive comes out again next year, I plan to have another Cletus Rhodes story. So continuing with something. I don't know what the other writers are going to do, but I agree with what you're saying. Like a series that uses the same characters, and that's what I want to do when I come back to it. Even though it takes a little bit longer to get out, you got to wait 12 months to get the next Cletus Rhodes story or whatever. But
yeah, and I think that's where a lot of other publishers that are paying the writers to write the specific content or the artists to do specific content because they own specific characters, so they are producing that on a regular basis, whereas ours is very open-ended, where we are literally producing work that is being made by everybody or at different times. So to have a monthly series of a specific character is just not where we are currently. But on the flip side, that's pretty cool because we have lots of other stuff that's coming out constantly.
And that's
if we do have, like I said, with Oath or with Thorn or with Hush Ronin or with Bluebook Universe and Fireface, if we can start getting these flagship characters in these series, those are where I see the future of Ashcan going, because people will identify with those and they'll be like, oh, I know that character, the Ashcan, and although we're not producing it every month, those will become like our Spider-Man or Mickey Mouse or whatever.
Right.
Whoop. And my son's back.
Well, and for me personally, I'll say this. I'm trying to do as much of that. Like, it's hard to recreate a new character in a new set of scenarios every month, in my opinion. And so, like, for Cosmic, I use the same character that I use for ROFL and just told a new story. And so if I can do that, if the theme fits, then you'll see you'll see the same character again, and hopefully it'll be a fun experience for the reader. Be like, oh yeah, I remember this character from whatever.
And people are doing that. You were doing that with Third Most Famous Space Pirate. I do that with Miriam Galaxy constantly. Yeah. Miriam is like my vehicle for storytelling. Joey is absolutely doing that with Fireface and Bluebook Universe that he was talking about. So every writer, if you start picking up the books and you see the writers are in these, you will start seeing these repeated stories. Cody Fernandez, he did Jack Irons. He's done a character called Zed, which was the Space Wolf back in Old School Monsters. He brought him back in Dead or Alive. So the writers definitely do bring back these characters and keep building the stories. Those little stories, those 3-pagers, they're loaded with information for the reader, but on the writer's side, you're like, oh, but now I have more of this story that I want to tell, or oh, what would be cool if this character could do this or that. And that's kind of the joy of it, is it really does create the springboard into more creativity, which is pretty cool.
Right. And for books like Old School Monsters, obviously it had, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and Dracula and stuff like that. Are those kind of characters owned by anyone?
No, they're public domain. Like if you look
with copyright or trademark or anything.
Artists need to be more careful about this, I think, than the writers do, because I was looking that up when I did the first, Frankenstein thing. I was like, okay, what can we do with Frankenstein and Dracula and all that?
The ghost of Mary Shelley is going to come for Nate.
Yeah, right. I didn't write that one. I didn't draw it either, so I was going to throw it out there. But it is amazing work by, that was Matt Bealey and Bruce Patnow that did that story. But as long as you don't do like the 2 bolts right here, You know, the Frankenstein that we're all familiar with.
Right.
You know, the like little haircut and the green skin and that. If you don't do that, you're fine. I mean, you could do all kinds of different versions of Frankenstein as long as you don't show that one, because that was universal. So it is kind of tricky when you do stuff like old school monsters, because you have to be original in your creation. But the idea of Frankenstein, I mean, it's been around so long, it's public domain now.
And that was the thing we talked about, because like you can do a swamp monster, but you can't call it Swamp Thing or Man Thing because DC and Marvel owns the names to those particular swamp monsters. You just got to pick another one.
Right.
Vampires, you know, nobody owns the rights to vampires, but you've got to be careful with the type of Dracula or whatever.
And those are all things when, you know, starting to get into indie publishing that, you know, I didn't really think about, but you just kind of learn as you go. And I think that's true with a lot of things. I mean, we were learning how to work together, collaborate. We're learning how to get books printed. We were looking how to format books. We were looking like how to edit things, how to ship things, how to work Patreon. I mean, it was like the endless list of learning how to do things.
Right.
So indie publishing has been an amazing amount of learning. But, you know, if you really love something, you really want to do it, you will. You know, I mean, same thing with you with Alien 3D. I mean, I think you could totally attest to that as well, that if you want to make it happen, you can.
Yeah, there's something that the 3D printing world, like Mad Monkey just said, I know you can't see chat. Tori, oh shoot, where's Doom?
What up, Mad Monkey?
In 3D printing, we run into fan art and selling 3D models, because I don't know if you guys have watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus or not, and the Baby Yoda that is blowing up all over the internet right now. So we've got people creating models, and then people printing models and selling those models. I actually have a Baby Yoda printing right now on my resin printer. That's one thing we always have to be concerned about as well, is Disney is eventually going to take notice and come in and do a cease and desist for everybody. But what is considered fan art to where you don't get slammed with trademark and
I think
stuff like
so
that?
many people are probably going to interpret that differently. I mean,
I was going to say that depends on the artist and the owner. Like, depends what they like. If you create Simpson stuff and they feel that it ruins their property, then they're going to come after you. That's the only. I mean, yeah, it's generally. I don't think there's any real way of knowing. It's like, I know some cases where people are really loose with their property and they'll let people create like indie games based on it and whatnot. And so I think it really does depend on the person that owns the rights.
Yeah, I know.
I think when it comes to like you were talking about making a game or something where it's you're producing a product and it can then be sold in like a mass quantity. You know, I think you definitely have crossed way off from the fan art thing. At that point, you're doing a commercial related thing. That would, in my opinion, that would be copyright infringement. But I think for a lot of people, when it comes to fan art, I know, like for my character with Oath, if someone were to draw Oath and put it up, on the site or something, I'd be honored by it, But if they were then saying, well, I'm going to write a comic book about Oath, then okay, hold on, like what's happening now? That I remember I was at a convention and someone was at the table asking me about my opinion on fan art. And it's hard because you're at this convention and everybody's drawing Batman and Spider-Man and they're clearly making money on it. But, at what point is it boosting everyone's fandom, or is it just going to be creating a problem? So, and surprisingly, I think in the indie world, a lot of people are a lot more open to that kind of thing, depending on who you're talking to. There are definitely people who get very territorial about it, but the people I've met with, at least, seem very open to the idea of creating like an homage piece to someone else. It's pretty cool.
Now, speaking of Oath, Chris Freeze, I believe, was working on a model. Where did that go? Did he finish that yet?
It's not done yet, but I am eagerly anticipating that one. I am really looking forward to when that happens.
Because if you don't know, this this is something that Chris Freeze actually modeled, the Baby
Yeah,
Yoda.
he actually posted that and showed us just recently. He's doing a great job with all of his modeling.
That's awesome.
He's come a long way too.
When it comes to this printing stuff, are these like, is this like partly a scan, or this is like ZBrush style? It's
No,
completely...
that he like used reference materials and created in ZBrush.
That's awesome.
And I don't think he had Disney Plus yet, but when I saw the first episode, I started taking screenshots, and there's this guy, Geek Tech, and Chris Freeze. I sent screenshots to both of them. I was like, hey, you guys need to do this now. And then it's just been, I'm going to try to, Alexa, turn on camera light 1.
Man, technology.
But like this was Chris's. Oh shoot, it's still not bright enough. Alexa, turn on camera light 2.
Sorry.
One that's
sometimes she doesn't listen. There we go. All right, so like this was the first one he created, and then I painted it. I suck at painting. My first paint job ever.
Dude, that's crazy. I can't believe you guys are creating these things like at home. That's awesome.
And then there's this other guy named Wexter. This is like a mini Mandalorian. Come on, focus, stupid camera.
Is he translucent?
He is translucent because I printed him hollow.
That's really cool.
But then, like, this is Darth Vader, and he's still in a clear resin, but he's solid. He doesn't have a hollow shell like the other one does.
That's nuts, dude. That's really cool, man. You could almost like put a light in some of those with the like. The
pretty
resin.
much. Yeah. And then this is another. Oh shoot, John Wick down. But this guy Wexter, he does like minis, and this is John Wick.
I've actually seen his stuff. I love it. I love that style out those like awesome. Mini guys.
To me, they look like humanized minions.
Dude, that's really. I've seen a music video that had character models just like that. I don't know if there's any relation, but it looks just like it, man. What was it? A music video by a band called Periphery. I don't know. It seems heavily inspired by what you just showed me, or maybe just a coincidence. Looks very much similar.
How long does it take to print one of those?
What's that?
How long does it take to print one of those?
For Darth Vader, he took, because this is my new resin printer, so he's like super smooth detail. This one I think took 7 hours.
That's awesome.
The one that I just showed you the model of, that beeping you heard, it just finished printing. It took 11 hours.
And so you have to go in and design the whole thing.
What's that?
You'd have to design the whole thing first, right?
No. This was like this right here was designed by Chris Freeze. I don't think he's in chat right now.
But then you can send over like a file and you print it out for him.
But yeah, he sent over a file, and then basically you slice it. Like for resin printers, I'll show you what it looks like when you slice it. Resin printers, they do it layer by layer using UV light. And then like FDM printers, they print layer by layer, but they use a plastic, heating up plastic. So it's just 2 different methods. But if you look here on the side, this is each layer gets UV cured in a vat.
Wow.
And I'm not seeing any like little sticks or whatever. Is that because he's got like a flat base and he's kind of?
Well, there's the supports. I didn't support them. There were some spots that needed support. I can't touch it right now because it's resin. I got to put gloves and stuff on. But yeah, I believe what you're talking about is the support material. And that's, you come in here, we'll just do platform. But it looks for like floating areas, and put support under it so it doesn't hang in midair while it's printing.
Yeah. It's interesting, mate.
I removed it from my screen. There we go.
That's wild. So do you have to like sand the little bumps off after?
With SLA or the resin printing, it's a lot easier in my opinion. You get a lot better quality. You do have little tiny bumps. Like I still have some on the bottom of Darth Vader here that I haven't cleaned up yet. Come on, so you can see the little bumps from the supports that were on there.
Yeah.
But like with resin, it's super easy. Like you take a piece of sandpaper and just go over it a couple times and they're gone.
Wow.
With the plastic printing, that's a little more pain in the ass to do, but I don't know if it'll zoom right, but show you the difference. Like the FDM, you can actually see the layers.
Oh yeah.
A lot more. And
yeah,
this
it's like
is
onion skinning.
Yeah, and you can print at a better resolution, but it takes a lot longer with FDM or whatever. It's not going to focus. Come on. But see on the resin printer, you can't see those lines.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
You're talking about Chris and making the Oath character and all that. I don't really know how much Indie Comics guys and 3D printers all work together and such, but I could totally see a big potential there. You know, with all the people that are creating characters, and like what I was telling Chris is with the Oath character, if he made it and all that and put it up for free download and all that, I think that's totally awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of potential. Let me see, where's my printer?
I actually just introduced Chris to some of the guys over in Ashcan, and what I'd love to see is there be a connection there as well, just like with me and Chris with Oath. I think it'd be cool if the door open to then do one for Thorn. Travis. Yeah.
Man, if there is a Thorn 3D figure out there, I would lose my mind. I would.
I mean, it's definitely.
I got my
possible.
Dirk bobblehead on my desk here. He would be right next to Dirk. Dirk's a legend.
I think that there's all kinds of potential with this kind of stuff. You know, I mean, get the right people together and you can make some pretty cool things. I was talking to him about, you know, what if we did it as like a perk or something every once in a while, and I could purchase an X amount from him, you know, all that kind of stuff. But when I met you and I met Chris, I'd already known about 3D printing, but I'd never actually done it. I actually have a 3D printer that is sitting at the school I work at. I'm still waiting to be able to use it, but I think it's a really cool technology. It's pretty amazing. I've done traditional sculpting, so I mean, I totally appreciate the fact that after you've done all that hard work of modeling, you can hit print and just keep making them, even though it takes hours to do. I mean, it takes hours to make one by hand too, days even. So
yeah, I'm trying to find some of the, like, I have Batman and Harley Quinn and the Joker.
Those are ones you've sculpted?
No, like Chris, he where's the flipping file? I'm finding the G-code file, but not the STLs, which is what I need to load.
So Josh, do you make sculptures too, or?
No, I tried. I suck. I'm terrible. I'm sure I would get better if I practiced. But let me just show you how amazingly well I did my where the heck is it?
Oh, the suspense.
I can't find the final one. Gosh darn Photoshop, I didn't want to open you. But like this was my terrible attempt at Piglet. Yeah. It's just I suck now.
Well, I don't think you're like too far off. I mean, I look at that and I could see Piglet. I mean, there's still a long ways to go, but when it comes to like,
yeah, right away I knew what character it was.
You can tell who it is. Yeah. Right?
I mean that in itself is not easy to just even get a recognizable form. Sometimes it's harder, I think, when you're trying to actually aim for an existing character, because everybody has in their head exactly how it should look. You know, if it's something new, a lot of freedom there.
Like I've done a couple things. Like I did a dragon head, and I have no flipping clue where they're at the moment. But I mean, I dabble with practice. I could do better. I just don't have time.
Oops.
I understand that. Yeah, I think just yesterday I was able to, I don't know if it's an hour or 2 hours. I don't know. It went by very quickly, but I had a dedicated block of time to draw, and I was just loving it. So, having time.
Man, isn't that great?
Yeah.
I got a paper due tomorrow night. My last paper for the semester. And once that's done,
Did you not finish that yet?
for the most part, I gotta edit like the first paragraph and one of the middle paragraphs. But I mean, it's done. It's done.
Okay.
I could turn it in like it is and get a decent grade. I could turn it in tomorrow night and get a better one. That's about it.
This is an ankylosaurus.
Yeah. So this I did some tutorial thing when I first got it started in sculpting in Blender, and this I did in like 15 minutes that I just tossed together. But
It's pretty awesome
I mean,
for 15 minutes. I mean,
Yeah, you art people. I can write a story
Joey,
that dinosaur, but I don't know. Can't do
well, it's
anything.
like
Joey,
I'm not a
is that
complete.
really Ankylosaurus? What the heck is that?
Yeah,
it was-
Joey immediately knew what dinosaur was.
Yeah, my knowledge is vast, but it's usually focused in unvast things. So it's just yeah.
The dinosaurs I know I can name on one hand, dude. So I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah, and this I also sculpt real dinosaurs.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
This
wait,
is
let
the
me
realest
put that in.
dinosaur you've ever seen. See, this is a shortcut when you're like, I've done the head and I don't want to bother with the rest. I'm
Right.
happy with just the head. It's
His
okay.
arms are sticking straight out.
Yeah.
He's
Just
got
give him.
flapping wings.
Man, he's getting ready for flight. Yeah,
What-
he had a
what,
name.
So
What's
that's Mudbox. I can see that. Is that one that you could print from, Josh, or do you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I could definitely. I mean, if it's in a model format and it can be exported to an STL, yeah, it can be printed.
Yeah, pretty much any of the major ones like Blender, Maya, Mudbox, ZBrush. Yeah, I think ZBrush is better by far.
I think this is an old
Hey!
version, but
Look at that.
Awesome.
I do have
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah, that's
was a-
Chris's work.
an old work in progress.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that one's pretty close to where he left off. I think there's a couple things he had changed, but yeah, Chris. I mean, he just was going for it. He just asked me a couple drawings, like a side view, forward view. Yeah,
Yeah,
recognize that one
this is
too.
another one that Chris did, and
Mhm.
so I mean, it definitely with comics and sculpting and models and stuff, it's definitely a possibility.
Is that the Joker?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like,
Good.
Oh,
those
that's
two indie guys
crazy.
working together.
Real good.
Yeah,
Wow, that's nuts, man.
and there were a bunch of people that printed that one out too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I printed like 5 of them.
Yeah, I've seen online different people, tagging Chris and posting that. And a lot of people did that one. That was around the time the movie came out, wasn't it?
I think
Or was it
this
before
was.
that?
I think this was about 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly.
Everyone's on to Baby Yoda now.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
on. This was in August when I took this picture. So, but yeah, everybody's on Baby Yoda now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some stuff printed out and put in my Etsy shop before the last Star Wars movie comes out.
When you say the last, do you mean like the last, or you mean like the last for the next couple months?
Episode 9. Episode 9.
Okay.
That's coming out this month in 12 days.
Disney got a multi-billion-dollar property. They ain't making no last movie.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I can't believe they would.
Well, yeah, the last
They're
movie
gonna
in the
give it to Kevin
Skywalker
Feige,
series, we'll put it
and then
that
he's
way.
gonna make 40 movies.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Well, everything
I
is
was looking
going
at an
on to
article-
Disney Plus now.
Well, and I was looking at an article today. I think it was in like Wall Street Journal or something. I don't know, but it was talking about how like they're gonna take a break after this one and try to regroup and see where they want to go next. But I also noticed that, it took 28 years to get 6 Star Wars movies out, from 1977 to whatever I don't even know, Phantom Menace, Clone Wars. I forget.
Right. And the prequels were just,
Yeah.
they were like in a different world.
Yeah, but there's been, 5 movies in 5 years now?
Yeah.
Disney gets a hold of something and it's over. Like, you're going to see it all the time.
Right.
Not in a bad way if it's good. Like, if you're telling good stories, I'm all for it, but load you down.
Everybody gave Solo a lot of heck, but I liked Solo. I really liked Rogue One.
Look, I'm not trying to make any enemies in this stream, but Rogue One was awesome.
Rogue One was
the
awesome.
first time a Star Wars movie focused on the wars part and people really die. And like it's not just a bunch of, it's not like a space opera. It's like, hey, this is real stakes for a whole army of people. And that was crazy. That's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Exactly.
And Han Solo was a ton of fun. Yeah, the Solo movie was just fun.
Well, it's like the prequel trilogy. If you just watch the movies without thinking about the original 3 movies, they were decent movies. If you try tying them into the whole thing, I see why people get upset. But they were still decent movies in my opinion.
Hey, this is my only Star Wars comment, right? When I saw The Force Awakens. You got all the technology in the galaxy. When are you going to get video cameras on your starships? The heroes are still hiding in stormtrooper costumes.
Did you ever watch Spaceballs?
Huh?
Did you ever watch Spaceballs?
Yeah.
They had cameras in Spaceballs.
Exactly. I make I play off those. Like, I remember thinking that in Force Awakens. I was like, why are there no cameras?
Yeah,
people get to hiding in hallways.
It's funny because that's a common thing in the sci-fi universe. You take even an old franchise where you can almost excuse them, like the original Star Trek, right, where they don't have cameras or anything like that. Yet they're beaming people from planet to planet. You can't figure out how to get a picture though.
Right, and so that I leaned into that honestly in my cosmic piece and my ROFL piece. They're both about the same. This is the 3rd most famous space pirate in the galaxy, or whatever. That's the title.
Love the title, man.
And he leans into these tropes that are just seemingly ridiculous. They're both comedy pieces, and it's like, he's changing clothes with a guard, and his partner's like, well, are there cameras around here? It's like, no, there's never cameras on these things. So it's just like, I'm just making fun of all the stuff I see in Star Wars where I'm like, this is ridiculous. They have this technology but can't do this.
Right.
So.
And Nate, I just noticed there's a button in this month's
Hey,
have there been little secret items every month that I don't know about that I've lost?
You just
losing all of it. No,
Well, it's like I pull the comics out, but I don't look for little tiny trinkets and stuff.
No, I saw a wrapped up ball of paper, and I was like, why did Nate show a ball of paper? And I was about to throw it out, and then I just was like, well, maybe I'll unravel it. Oh,
well, that's what I thought it was trash, and then I squeezed it. I was like, wait, that feels like
it looked like it was just packaging trash.
I hope you didn't miss
open.
And I hope you didn't.
Bullion inside.
I hope you didn't miss last month's, man. The ACP branded butter. It's I hope you didn't throw it out, man.
Branded butter.
But yeah, Nate gives out stickers. Just I have so many stickers. It's great because another thing that's just another piece at con tables. Every book you buy, free stickers now.
Yep.
Kids love it. Kids love it.
This is only about a 1/8 of all the stickers that I have for different companies in 3D printing and different people.
That's it.
I've got stickers everywhere that I haven't put up yet.
If you're watching, sign up for the Patreon. You get 2 books and stickers and pins. It's not you getting the perks.
That might or might not be wrapped up in little paper and don't throw it away.
Yeah, watch out. Yeah, if there's paper, if there's any little ball of paper, open it up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I just didn't want to get scratched or anything like that. So, are you going to cover that whole wall with stickers? Is that the goal?
Well, this is on an acrylic sheet, so that I
okay.
can take it down and move it.
Gotcha.
I have like 5 more acrylic sheets that I'm gonna plaster around. Then they're just held on with those Velcro quick strips.
Right on. Yeah, we are
That
going
way
to
I
be
can
making
move
some
them
more
around.
stickers. Just a heads up.
Awesome,
I like
awesome.
stickers.
And the adorable little brat picture. Yeah, this is my little minion. She's 5.
All right.
Can't really see her because of the light shining, but
Yeah. Yeah, mine is kind of quiet right now, so maybe he's asleep. I don't know. I might
he
get the
might have
headlock
fallen
a second
asleep.
again, or the lights might go off. You know.
I ain't got no kids. I got 2 dogs, and one of them has been. I got this room we're in. We got is our reading room, but it's also their room during the day. They got like dog beds over here. So this my one dog. I closed the door, and he's just sitting. You can see him under the door. He's just been leaning on the door, sighing. Like, let me in my room. Get out of my room. So I have to feel like that's as hard as it gets for me.
Yeah. He's probably ready for you to get out of there. Yeah.
Now I know you're on later than you said you're going to be. So just in case you do want to leave soon, I'll go ahead and we'll do this giveaway.
Yeah, let's do it.
So anybody in chat, I'm still new to Nightbot, so hopefully this is gonna work right. But anybody in chat who types in Ashcan, you will. It's coming out in February or March.
Well, we'll probably be shipping it out in January. If it goes in paperback, it's probably gonna be shipped out in January. If we end up doing hardcover, I got to go overseas for that, so that'll probably be a month later in February.
Okay, so
But
January.
probably paperback.
You guys will. This is for a anthology paperback book that they're currently doing on Kickstarter. So I'll give everybody here a couple minutes to type in Ashcan, and then I will roll a winner.
Yep. Yeah, it's 30 stories selected from our 2019 material. So the books that are behind me are our flash fiction and our comic books. So we took 30 flash fiction pieces, that's story paired with art, put into this collection and are turning into a paperback. And we're planning on doing that every single year, making like an annual legacy book, which should be our goal. And we're hopefully going to be able to keep it in stock. But yeah, I'm excited to see who gets one of these.
Awesome. And it looks like I've got 21 people watching and 18 people have currently eligible.
3 people fell asleep on us. So.
I think we're gonna need Jeff Probst here. Jeff Probst to make the announcement.
3 people walked away when I started talking Star Wars. Hey, just a plug. To anybody, don't come at me on Twitter. I know it can be rough. I will agree with whatever you say about Star Wars. You can change my mind in a heartbeat.
No, there's a guy, Michael Molinari. I don't know if he's still in here, but he trolls the heck out of us anytime we bring up Star Wars or Star Trek. He just, they're just space wizards and blah blah blah.
Michael, I'm on your side.
Well, now you got 6 or 7 more people mad at you.
Oh no! I'm also on your team as well. They're not. They're not. I know.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll this. I think everybody's in. If you're not, I'll give you 10 more seconds to type Ashcan. And then we'll roll you. Travis is dead to me.
You gonna make a buzzer sound?
Did someone say that?
Mad Monkey. Travis.
Oh, Mad Monkey, you were my guy. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, Corey Mack. Wait, is Corey Mack even in here? He is. He won last week too.
Oh,
lucky guy.
Corey, I'm gonna ask you. Do you want it, or do you want me to re-roll it? But that's kind of funny.
I think it's rigged. It's entirely rigged. Now you're just making it seem like it's not rigged by asking.
Let me know what he said.
All right, he said he won last week. Give it to somebody else.
Tell him I'll send him a copy of Mustard Seed. That's what
Okay, awesome,
I got you.
awesome.
What's his name? Corey?
Corey Mack.
Corey Mack.
I'll get you his address.
The
Mustard
cover's
Seed
so
issue
sick.
1. Coming to you, man.
All right, Julie, you won the
Hey.
anthology.
All right.
Winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. So yeah. So Corey Mack, you're still gonna get a comic book. But Julie Jolly, Nate, I'll get you her address.
All right. Sounds good.
Gets the anthology.
Yeah, we are funded, so this thing is definitely going to be printing. So
You're
expect
getting that copy.
Yeah. Probably late January if everything goes according to plan, and I think it will. So.
Again, if you didn't win, but you want that, you got 5 days on Kickstarter.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll link that to you guys again. 5 more days left on Kickstarter. I believe it's $25 is the one that it's up to now. The $20 early bird ones are over, and the Black Friday special one's over.
I got
and
2
we
stores.
Appreciate any of the support.
Put a lot into
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dang it! I thought I copied it. There we go. But yeah, support them on Kickstarter. There's 5 days left. They've made it to their, I believe, their 3rd goal. Let me refresh the page, see if anybody's.
And we have some breaking news here. You're apparently alive again, Travis. According to Mad Monkey.
Mad Monkey. My guy.
You do need to fix my Nightbot, babe. I'll give you the login information later. Nightbot is drunk. What's Nightbot doing now? Gosh darn you people. Always giving Nightbot a hard time. So is Travis or Joey anything else you guys would like to share?
Joey, you go first.
Well, I just like I told Nate. Usually I do this from 8 to 11 Eastern. I do it for 3 hours.
Nice.
You guys do not have to stay for the full 3 hours. If you guys leave, I will probably pull up Murder Death House, and we'll probably kill each other in
Sounds like fun. It's
Well, I don't know if you've ever played the Jackbox game, but they've got this game called Murder Mystery House. And 8 people can play at a time, and you basically answer trivia questions and try. Have you ever saw the Jigsaw movies?
Jigsaw? You mean like the Saw movies?
Saw. I never saw.
The Saw movies.
Okay, I seen one of them.
They're like that, but it's like trivia, and if you get the answer wrong, you have to play these games to try to stay alive, and it's kind of fun.
I never watched the Saw movies because I always thought, like, if I saw that messed up stuff, then for some reason it would happen to me. But if I didn't watch it, I had this irrational fear of like
irrational fear of like glass boxes filled with nails and snakes and
like The Ring. If you watch it, that girl coming to get you. But if you don't watch it, you do.
That's awesome, man.
Well, I do actually need to get going. I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-month-old, so I
completely understand.
And I am very, very thankful, Josh, for being on the show. I really do. If I could hang out, I would. So.
No, thank you for making time and coming on here. And I've been supporting you for over a year now, trying to, anyways.
Well, you are. Yeah, you definitely are. Thank you very much for that.
But no, if you want to do a little outro before you go, have at it.
Well, like I said, Nate Lynn with Ashcan Comics Pub, and we have our Kickstarter going right now. Would love to get your support. Everything we do is indie, all creator-owned. So when you back one of these projects, you're not just getting the book, you're not just backing me, you're going to be backing the efforts of everybody that's going into it, including the 2 awesome guys that are right here with me, Travis and Joey, who have helped me keep this whole thing going. So, yeah.
And if you guys look under this description of the video, there should be links to everything as far as their website, Patreon, and Kickstarter.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. If you're curious about what we're producing, we do put all of our material up for viewing on our website. So you can see all that stuff and kind of get a feel for what we're doing. And this is our first year doing it, and I do believe every single book that we produce is getting better. So, keep that in mind as you're looking through it, and we hope to continue to do that in 2020.
Before you head off real quick, I noticed your digital comics vault page is HTML. Are you not using a content management system?
We're going to talk later because I don't really know.
You're using Dreamweaver or something, aren't you?
Told you guys about that. I told you all about that.
We're going to talk later.
I draw pictures, man. Okay, that's what I do. All right, I got this plate spinning and that plate spinning, and I'm reading this and reading that. I'm doing like that, man. I got a lot. But I would honestly, though, Josh, if you have feedback for me and input, I'm all for it.
I mean, I can have a website set up for you in like 15 minutes to where you could just, go into a back end and post blog posts and
back end
drag and drop pages and all that stuff online. But
Efficiency
anyways,
is
we'll
king,
talk about it.
Yes. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Hey, like I said, man, I'm learning as I go. I'm not trying to pretend I know everything, that's for sure. So yeah. Thank you very much, Josh.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
And Travis and Joey, thanks for being there too, guys. Appreciate you being on the show.
Nate, talk as always tomorrow and every day. Discord.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah, see you, Nate.
Later.
Bye-bye. I gotta figure out how to turn this thing off here. That's going to be embarrassing, too.
Here, I'll kick you off.
I'm about to have to get going soon.
Hey, no problem.
My wife and I are going to dinner and then checking out this Ford versus Ferrari movie I've been wanting to see. Before I do that, I'm going to do some plugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you do get the Kickstarter, I have 2 stories in there. Both creator-owned titles. One is Black Gun, which I'm very proud of. I think it was my best work from the year, and it just deals with kind of a no-nonsense guy. There's some suspense to the story, so I don't want to give it away. But and it's going to be a character that's reoccurring, but he's kind of no-nonsense and won't let kind of corrupt power get away with what they want to get away with. And a lot of my themes are like that, but I think comics are like that in general about, justice and the powerful and keeping people honest. But then Thorn is a vigilante story that also shows up in there. Again, I've referenced it a couple of times tonight by myself and Mark Pate, who a name you'll hear in a second again. Just a vigilante story about again, a guy who protects his neighborhood from the powerful that kind of perceive his neighborhood to be something that it's not, and so he simultaneously protects it and uplifts it. And so and that is going to be a short story on the Kickstarter, but then traditional comics are coming out. Issue 1 should be out next year, and then with Ashcan, and then I'm working on the next 4 scripts I'm working on right now. So whenever they get out, Ashcan will have them. Lastly, again, this is a book called Mustard Seed. It is not with Ashcan. And here's the beautiful cover, again by Mark Pate. So me and him are working on Thorn as well as Mustard Seed. This is a first issue of a 15-issue story that we're working on. It just came out in October. It's a memoir comic. It's about my last 2 years in Shreveport. It deals with, I lived in Shreveport after college for a handful of years. It deals with teenage homelessness. It takes a hard look at that, and then how progressivism might not solve all the social ills. It might not be the solution to all the social ills that it claims to try to solve. So that's something to be on the lookout for. I'll probably, I'm sending off a submission package for Mustard Seed to 3 publishers early next year. And so if anybody in here wants to follow me on Twitter, you'll know where to get it. If it doesn't get picked up by the publishers I'm sending it to, then I'll probably kickstart it. So if it's something that sounds interesting to anybody, y'all just let me know. Travis B Hill 5, that's Twitter. That's the only thing.
I just linked your Twitter, Nate's, and Joey's into the YouTube chat.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, so that's all I have to plug. Those are the things. Those are my creator-owned stories, 2 of them that are out with Ashcan. Mustard Seed's not out with Ashcan because it doesn't meet the PG-13 criteria. it's got some strong language, and
Right.
me and Nate did a long talk about it. He was like, "Hey, just edit out the language and bring it over to Ashcan." I was like, "This is a story that's real. 90% of it all happened, and I don't want to lose like the feel of what makes it real. And some of it is just kind of the nitty gritty language of life."
No,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, but the other two are ongoing series that I'm working on. That as they come out, they'll be released with Ashcan. So if you sign up for Patreon, you'll get them when they get them.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and I just want to say, Josh, thanks for doing this. I was looking forward to it all week. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm just a little guy. I think we maxed out at 28 viewers at one point, so I'm trying to get you guys out there more.
And that's it. And it's 28 people that I don't know. And for all of you watching, just thank you. I really appreciate it. And I thank you for taking the time to listen to what we've got going on. We're small fish in a big pond, as the saying goes, and we're just trying to make our way. And Josh, you're helping, and that's just humbling to me. And anybody willing to listen, that is also humbling. So I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I need to get you guys back in the UFO this month. Maybe February we'll have a love issue. Y'all know how to write love stuff.
Hey, the end. So the next issue, if you sign up for Patreon now, you'll get it. The first week of January is my first kind of real sentimental piece.
Awesome.
So everything else has been kind of action and asking questions about what justice is in a very unjust world, and sense of like authority, power. But this next story is kind of a sentimental, like hitting the heartstrings as best I can. So.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it.
All right. Thank you, Joey.
All right. Thank you, Travis.
Man.
Yeah, it was awesome talking to you again, Travis.
Always a pleasure, bro. All right. I'll see y'all.
All right.
Enjoy your movie with your wife and dinner.
Well, later.
Later.
There's just you, me, and Uncle Ned left.
Just me, you, and Uncle Ned. You want to do an outro? You gonna take off too, or are you gonna stick around for Murder Death House?
I'm probably gonna get to her. I'm running late on some Ashcan deadlines.
Shoot, my bad.
No, it's all good, man. When I say running late, I mean like, I don't know. I usually set myself several days before something's due, just in case computer mistakes happen, because they do.
Yeah, I'm a last minute guy myself.
Yeah. Well, this is all new stuff that I'm learning for ACP. It's just been a journey. So essentially, I go through moments where like the only thing in my mind is completing those projects because it's so new to me, and there's like a level of some pressure there. You know what I mean, to get it done and get it done right. And so, yeah, it's I don't know. I wish I could show what I was working on, but people have to wait to see.
Awesome. Well, if you want to do an outro, I very much appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, it was awesome, dude. I haven't been on a stream in a while. Yeah, essentially, I don't really have much of an online presence, so most of my work, you'll just kind of find it being posted through the Ashcan pages and whatnot, because generally everything I do is for Ashcan for the most part, aside from my music stuff. So, yeah, my Twitter handle is in that chat thingy there. If anyone wants to follow me,
put it in chat.
I'm pretty sure at some point I'll kind of start posting a lot more. But I am just in this like last maybe like year and a half, I'm just so tunnel visioned, and like I haven't really cared too much about social media. I'm just trying my best to, I don't know. Yeah, the Ashcan journey.
With my business, it's like word of mouth has been the only growth I've got. Like I've paid money for advertising on Facebook and stuff like that, and I get more traffic from word of mouth than I do from paying for ads.
Absolutely, man. One carefully worded message and it'll do a lot more than.
I try to stay as communicative and involved with the community as possible. So
yeah, I'm more on the opposite side of the spectrum. Where I tend to just kind of blend into whatever I'm doing. And like with Ashcan, I just kind of do things I don't really. I don't know. I'm pretty reclusive person, I guess I will say, for the most part. But yeah, if you want to check out my music, especially future music coming out in the next several months and Ashcan stuff and all that, check out my Twitter.
I definitely want to check out your music. Do you allow people to like use your music in like YouTube video
Oh,
background.
hell yeah, man! Everything I've ever made is up there for grabs for free, and unless, I mean, okay, I'll say it this way: if it's on the internet, you can do whatever the hell you want with it.
All right.
Because I got like many songs on my hard drive, but yeah,
Awesome. I'll be in contact with you.
awesome, man. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thanks for having me on, dude.
Have a good evening.
All right, see ya.
Howdy.
Mad Moose and Tanner.
Yo.
So
Yo.
I need a bathroom break real quick, so y'all can sit here and BS all you want, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do if we do anything.
Hi, Joshy. I'll
Hope
be right
everything
back.
comes out okay.
I just realized I need chocolate. So
I do not.
I'll be back. What are you printing?
That is going to be a large hexagonal wiggly trash can.
So
I'm printing at basically maximum speed on the Sidewinder.
I'm giving Baby Yoda another go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, chocolate. I'll be back.
Here, I'll send you a link for Geek. Where is Geek here? There we go. There, I sent the link to Geek. And to Carson. Yeah, the Sidewinder is a really good printer. I've been super happy with it. Like right now, it's printing at like I want to say like 85 millimeters a second or 95 millimeters a second. And that's not even the fastest it could do this. I just, the reason I slow it down a little bit is because I'm printing with glitter, and if I print too fast, then the glitter gets stuck in the nozzle for some reason. So, yeah. The maximum I've actually printed I've printed a square on this thing with like the highest acceleration I could get on it was probably 6,000 meters per second squared, and I was printing at 175 millimeters per second. And it was printing the square no problem. It did have a little bit of a overshoot on the corners, but there was almost no like reverberation. So,
Babe, why are you saying hi, Joshy?
Because I said hi, Joshy.
Oh.
not too much ghosting. That's the word I was looking for. Not too much ghosting. It was just a little bit of overshoot on the on when it hit the corner, and then it would shoot off in the other direction. It was a bit loud at that point and intimidating to watch, but it was pretty cool.
Squishy!
Come here, Squishy. Come say hi, Squishy. Come say
Hi,
hi.
Squishy.
They're
Yeah.
so cute and little.
You're the real star of the show. Come here. You say hi to everybody?
Make her big. Make her big.
Make her big, make her big.
Yeah, big Squishy.
That's not.
She's like, but this one looks more yummy.
Can you say hi?
Oh, she can't see me. Yeah, maybe she can.
She cannot see you.
Oh no, she can see herself. That's probably more confusing.
No, she actually likes taking selfies in mirrors. So I'm raising a selfie queen, apparently.
Good for you.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Lane, I'm looking for you.
And she's lost her interest. Okay. Hi, guys.
Julie, I believe I have your address. Didn't I send you a UFO?
Oh, squishy. Ryan's here too. He's just off to the side.
Hi, geek.
Yeah, he says hi.
Does he want to join? Or is he busy?
Right now we're in the same room. So last time we were both in the same room, he ended up getting a headache. So
Yeah, it causes a lot of echo because their microphones pick each other up.
even when muted.
Chris Lane, I just sent you the link.
Okay, come here. I know you miss mommy today.
Michael Fox.
Here we go.
Let me look for you.
Did Mama just get home from work? You're all dressed up.
Yeah, I got home from work a couple hours ago. I just haven't changed. Been doing homework. This is my break from homework.
Oh, squishy breaks.
Squishy break, UFO. I've missed my streams break.
Yeah,
Michael Fox, what's your Twitter handle?
Josh, you're not quite allowed to be productive during the week. Really mess with my productivity.
My bad. Did y'all miss me?
Yes.
Yes.
I went to bed on time, like half the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I went to
And
bed
I
last night
used-
at 9:30.
I used all 20 of my free StreamYard hours in 1 week.
You used them in like one day.
It wasn't in one day. It was
Hi,
like
Chris Lane.
2.
Oh, yeah. I'm just here because I want to play the murder game because I like doing that.
Okay.
Apparently this one knows how to mute mics now.
I do have an update. If anybody missed it for our printer project, I am changing the frame design to be more similar to the E3D tool shader design. So if anybody cares, I updated
Sounds
our
neat.
website. So
I'm gonna tell you now, Chris. I still want one.
that's good.
Change it all you want. Still want one.
Okay.
Yeah, I know somebody else who wants one.
Yeah, it should be very soon. I got parts being ordered this week to get all that done. So
Cool.
I'm a simple person. I see a printer. I want the printer.
How big is the total size going to be? Because I need to figure out where it's going to end up going.
right now, and I'll explain why in a minute. It's actually 560 millimeters wide and 520 deep, and
Okay.
about 500 tall. We're making it a little bit wider because the Hemera
Mm-hmm.
is a bit wider than most of the setups, and I want to have plenty of room for those if somebody wanted to have Premieres for their whole tool changer.
That's a good option.
Yeah.
Like you watch in the next 6 months, E3D is going to be releasing a modification to theirs as well.
Yeah.
They're just going to have to.
Well, they already had at the TCT show. I don't know if you saw the video when they had Duet, and they had the Duet add-ons, and they had a Hermes at the time set up with a whatever the add-on board that Duet had. So they were already kind of working on that in tandem with Duet. So, but that's the Duet 3. We're still going to be doing a Duet 2, I believe, for now with the add-on. Although we can probably do the Duet 3 since they have the new add-on, but it's still a pre-order basis.
Cool. A lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
Hey, it's Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hello, Mr. Nanigans.
Mr. Nanigans.
Mr. Nanigan.
Uh-oh.
So, Josh, did I see some successful prints happening there?
You see successful prints in resin, not FDM.
Oh,
No, Devin. This is a recycle/garbage can.
I almost had a new printer today, Josh.
I kind of saw that in Discord, but I didn't read because I was
That close.
packing UFOs all day.
I messaged a guy this morning about it. He said yes. I said, okay, when can I go over there to get it from you? Never heard from him for like the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finally messaged him again, and then he messaged back like an hour later saying, yeah, I was busy doing Christmas stuff all day, and it sold for my asking.
Wow.
I was $50 under. So if he had just messaged me and been like, hey, somebody's interested at the asking price, you were talking to me first. If you come up to asking, it's yours, or I got to give it to him. And then I would have at least known.
Yeah. Sean, you're late, man. They were here for like an hour and 45 minutes, but then they all had to go. But I'll link it to their website. You can actually go read all their comics online that they've published so far. And then you can support them on Patreon if you'd like, or they also have a Kickstarter going on for their anthology.
Yeah.
Ad ends in 5 days, so if anybody wants their anthology for $25,
Sean, that is no excuse.
That out. You sent me an email, Michael Fox.
You know, I think this is the first time I've seen Sean in the comments of any stream that I've been on, at least in a while.
Sean's
a mover and a shaker.
He is everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
That's fair.
He's working on Devin. Michael Fox asked before you, so you gotta wait.
Again, I gotta do a shameless plug.
Facebook. What? Oh shoot! I just paid Facebook $25 for an ad that got me no sales.
Viking.
Shameless plug for Print Viking.
Print Viking. Where is Viking?
He's not even here. Yeah, he was on the stream earlier with the basement.
He might be sleeping.
Oh, he was on in the country basement?
Yeah, he was.
Sweet.
He sleeps?
He was on chat, at least, you know.
He sleeps sometimes.
I know he was at the beginning of the stream chat.
Yeah.
He might be getting food. This is about the time he starts getting food.
No, he usually eats at 2 o'clock in the morning when we're getting off.
Yeah, no, he does both, though. He will grab a snack now and then eat in 3 hours.
All right, now that Michael Fox is here, I'm going to go grab some more chili.
He will grab a snack now and then eat in 3 hours.
Greetings to all.
Hello,
Michael Fox.
Hey, how's it going? Is my sound okay?
I think you're echoing.
I'm hearing very loud typing.
That's me.
I'm hearing very loud typing. And somebody's got sound
Michael,
on.
you need to close out of the YouTube.
Or put headphones on.
Both, probably.
Both the party.
I gotta make a panel for my stickers.
There we go.
I finally have a decent amount.
Or you need a printer that has a lot of room for stickers. That's the problem with those i3 style. There's no room for stickers.
You know, I don't know about putting stickers on my printers. I just...
I don't know how people put stickers on their rep boxes, because I won't.
Like, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to lose them. So, like Josh, it looks like they're on his wall, but they're on acrylic. So he's never going to lose the stickers. If I have a printer that I put stickers on, and it goes down eventually, or something breaks, what am I going to do? Like, bolt the carriage of the wall to the...
Yeah.
But that works in your situation where I'd have a panel. What am I going to do? Put them on the Flash Forge Adventurer 3 and then just bolt all the panels to the wall when it dies?
Get some acrylic
That'd be
frame
cool.
or some acrylic panels.
Well, maybe apparently I have to just gut a printer and stick it on the wall and put stickers on it.
It will scare all the other printers to keep working because they don't want to be dissected and placed up on a wall like taxidermy, you know.
Yeah, well, I got to get rid of some printers. Lady Fox said I've got too many printers and I got 2 more needing to be built. So,
how many is too many according to Lady Fox?
Well, right now I've got 6. So apparently 7 and 8 are a problem.
Okay.
Only if she sees them.
Rosa told me I'm not allowed to buy any more printers.
Another printer came into the house today, and my wife gave me a look. And then I had to very quickly explain, it's not mine. I'm just fixing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that doesn't work out with mine. They come to be fixed and never leave.
No, I'm not keeping a monoprice mini. Almost had a damn 300 by 400 Core XY today. Still bitter about it.
I can tell.
I was gonna put exo slides on it and a duet.
And how much was it?
It was $250.
Oh wow!
It's a Tronxy, so it needed to be gutted, but it was the frame and everything. You can't buy that for. I'm sad now.
I got to switch browsers. Be right back.
So I also forgot to mention that we are trying to get the Jubilee tool changer portion set up on our desk core for people who want to add the Jubilee specific type of tool changer added.
Oh, very nice.
Yep, I got all the parts coming in for that this week. I've already got some other parts. Trying to redesign to customize for my printer and getting the very specific planetary stepper motor and all kinds of stuff.
Josh is back.
Yeah, let's see if this works without me having to fight with shit this week.
Oh, wow, that reminds me. I was turning on a printer a while ago. I wonder if I left it on. Nope. Hothead was not fired up. Yes.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Turn on a printer and then just get distracted by something shiny.
I got distracted by Josh's flowing locks of green hair. Trying to see if Rosa's still in the chat.
She probably is, but she might not be paying attention as much until you say something that's going to get you in trouble or Josh in trouble. Because that's how it works. Okay, this is adorable. So somebody is feeling deprived of her YouTube. So she's sitting on the floor at the base of the TV watching Geek play Fallout 76. Because she doesn't have YouTube right now. It's what she's fussing about.
You mean people actually play that game?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that bad influence?
He actually enjoys it. I hear water drops.
Good, the audio's working.
The audio's working today. It's fancy.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. It's well past bedtime and we're starting to see it.
Hey, has Geek Tech finished that?
I have no clue. I've been asking him. He's like, yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it. So I'll get back to you on that.
All right. I just called Rose a baby incubator.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, she called me an ass face.
And here I just gave compliments about your flowing green locks. I mean, she had to go and
I gotta open Jackbox.
okay. Now, how do I get into there this way?
so go to jackbox.tv in your browser, type in a name and the code there, and you'll be in.
Wow. So Prussian minis are way back to April. That's pretty late.
Sean, this is a murder mystery party. It's a game anybody can play. If you go to jackbox.tv and enter the code FFKW,
And
you can play with us.
is it the first Sunday of every month? You're not doing a guest. We're just doing games now.
Yeah. First Sunday of every month, I'm gonna do game night.
Cool.
Just so everybody knows, next Sunday we're gonna have Ziltech back on here,
Cool.
and Leslie's gonna give us a tour of the warehouse.
All right. Anybody wants to join the audience? You can go ahead and join and vote on things or something. I forget what the audience does in this game, but otherwise, I will start us in a few seconds since I have VIP.
You ought to VIP. Go ahead and start, Ripple. They can join the audience during the game.
Oh, that's right.
You know what's funny is I can hear a printer in my headphones, but not when I take the headphones off.
That'd
Oh,
probably be mine.
Probably
Well,
Tammy.
But
could
I'm
be
sitting,
mine too. I've got 3 going.
I'm sitting a foot and a half away from this one.
was run by a mysterious family for several generations. And unrelated to the trivia murder party killer is
You want to skip it?
Yeah, go ahead and skip it, Chris.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party.
Can you guys hear it all right?
This isn't an ice cream lover's
Yep.
convention after all, but a game of dire consequences. Only one of you will survive. And what a story you'll have about your vacation. That's fun. All right, first question. Which of these vegetables is technically a flower? Use your device to answer the question. And the correct answer is who
Yo.
should write.
Booyah.
Wow.
The rest
Wow.
of you
I was wrong.
Bang.
Yeah, Sean, you're probably in the audience.
It'll pick up on the next question maybe for him.
Yeah, the next question should be in there.
This
Hopefully.
is my tattoo parlor. Created
Oh,
the first
Greg didn't win this one?
your device.
Oh.
You should have known that, Greg. You let me down.
I should have known it, but
Yeah, Sean, when you're in the audience, it's a little different than when you're actually in. There's only 8 players at a time, so when you're in the audience, it's a little different.
Honestly, I've never looked better. Now vote for your favorite design. The artist with the fewest votes will die.
Well, it's funny. Brian Vines just posted that S
Yeah, the other day.
Vote already.
The classic S.
What did we decide? Well, at least tattoos aren't permanent. What? They are?
Really? Got it?
Their revenge.
Poor Greg. Died on the first
Greg.
question, Greg.
What happened to you? You used to be so good.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. He'll win at the end coming up from behind.
I take a week off of streaming, and this is what happens.
Just might kill someone else by forcing the game. Oh, also, there's an audience in the game. If they survive, you
Hey,
die.
there's Sean in the audience.
There's the audience
Yeah.
member.
Join the audience, whatever. It's like super low fresh. Let's keep moving. Who fought Muhammad Ali in the Thriller in Manila? If you're in the audience, you should answer too.
I have no idea.
Got two that I'm thinking of.
Almost out of time. Who picked this?
Nope.
Ooh, good guess.
Pure
That was
guess.
the other one.
Yeah, pure guess for me
The
too.
rest of you who are still alive.
That's
I know it was
like
one of two.
one of two that I actually knew. So
I knew
like,
all of them, but I
eh.
didn't know it was
I'm
Joe.
probably the only one in here old enough to actually have watched it.
Let's play with you guys. Roll as much as you want to add to your score.
Uh,
Up to the player with the lowest score. But go over 21 and you die instead. And don't forget, if they roll a skull, that adds 1.
I've been to Manila like 5 times. Does that count?
It's kind of spooky to see skulls on guys. Ooh.
Oh, come on. I gotta bust one of y'all. Dang it.
Ah,
Oh, Stas busted.
Busted.
that is very strategic in my rolling so that I wouldn't go over
I got it.
21.
Yeah.
If you had a guess, do you think everyone playing the audience right now is a total dum-dum? Or are there like 2 or 3 smart people in there fighting against a ton of wrong answers?
Total dum-dum.
Let's try another one. Which breed of dog is typically the cutest little thing? I mean the smallest.
The dog.
I need to get the Jackbox Party Pack that has the first murder mystery house in it.
Time running out.
I'm starting to get a lot of repeat questions.
This.
Yes.
Devin, you should know that by now.
Follow me.
It's like any trivia game, though, Josh. Played enough, you game the system.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to play a lot of NTN trivia if anybody ever did that in restaurants and bars.
I'm going to dictate a message to you.
Yep.
Write down as much of what I say as you can.
Oh, Devin.
Do. And if anyone does a better job than you die.
Die.
Okay, starting letter now. Dear Pauline, congratulations! You've won a free trip to Fiji. All you have to do is leave immediately and ask no follow-up questions. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to ignore your ongoing investigation and get on a plane. Time's up.
All the typing sounds.
My beautiful
Yeah.
work as trained. I did.
Sounds like a
You're
type-
going down, Devin.
I typed gibberish.
Outperform. Look at this nonsense.
What's a truck?
Yeah, there might be some lag, Greg. My bad. Oh, blame it on the cat. Blame it on the cat.
We're here. What player is left alive?
Damn it, Tanny, your printer's freaking me out.
Next.
I keep thinking it's like something wrong because it's like, and I'm like, my printers don't make that noise.
I have no idea.
Nope.
I only knew one of those, and I knew that it didn't have ghosts in it, so I guess one of the other ones.
The only one I knew was wrong.
The old skewer's trick.
Well, son of a
Make a
biscuit.
space in this box to hide yourself.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I sure do hope you're claustrophobic.
Why is this so big?
Because there's so many of us.
Volunteers.
Not you.
You get a sword.
Well, tell Ryan to get
Choose a row or a column to run your sword.
Right now, we're fighting with the baby to get her down. Her schedule got screwed up today. No, right now, I'm in stream.
I think I died. No.
Monkey's the only one who
Monkey's
didn't
the only
die.
one that survived.
I are dead. DED, dead.
No, I'm working on my capstone project while I'm in here. It's due in an hour and 45 minutes.
Let's keep moving. Who's Ingmar Bergman?
No idea. Swedish fish sounds good.
Time's running out.
I can't believe it actually worked for Jackbox TV.
What happened?
I had to do a Wireshark capture. And export the HTML for it. And I couldn't get any websites to work. So while I'm doing the capture, I happened to go to Jackbox TV, and it worked.
Time runs out. Everyone
So my teacher's going to get a link to the HTML for Jackbox TV.
Awesome
I will
sauce.
kill you.
Yeah.
Go. Rules. Am I right?
Maybe. It might not have worked.
Wow.
Rules are rules.
Poor Michael Fox.
Josh is so good at following the rules.
Me too.
I didn't even see how many I had.
I had 12. I think it was 13.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means.
It's time.
It's time to die,
You're
monkey.
the one to make it here alive, but will you be the one to escape? I'm going to give you a category. Synchronized swimming positions.
Oh, son of a
Tap each
biscuit.
answer that fits the
I'm always
category.
bad at these.
Let's see the right answers. You move forward one space for each correct answer.
I want to see the audience win this one.
Oh, wait.
The audience wins half the time, or Greg does.
If a ghost catches you, they'll steal your life force. Then they can try to escape.
But the fact that I got that one right should put me in a bigger lead.
Everyone's next question. And they get a third chance to help them catch
the
up
flip?
to you. Time is almost up.
I know one. It definitely isn't.
It's Shinzo Abe.
Yeah. It's the Prime Minister of
That's
Japan.
the Prime Minister of Japan, just so anyone's curious.
Yeah.
Good to think about how the audience is doing. Human blood types.
If everybody doesn't get this wrong, you need to take health class again. Or science.
Positive.
Ugh, I gotta get some harder questions. The great muses.
What?
You know what? No, got that wrong.
I just want to point out I haven't gotten one wrong yet.
Shut up,
Here comes trouble.
Whoop, whoop.
cheater.
It's only double.
Stop Google.
Very slowly catching up to you.
Is there time to Google?
Time is almost up.
There's time to Alexa, but I think we know that.
Everybody would hear it.
Yeah. Oh, there's all three.
Yup.
The exit is so close.
Tanny, gotta do this. You're the closest.
Oh, I'll get him.
Greenhouse gases.
Balls.
Tanny, you're supposed to catch them.
This will slow you down. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need a perfect answer to this question. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I got this one. Hey, I did.
Yes, I got it.
But Monkey didn't.
So close.
Still have a chance.
Leap years. Time is almost up.
Damn.
Boom.
I'm choking. I'm choking.
I'm gonna get ya.
You're guessing.
These common English letters.
This is the stupidest question on earth.
Yeah, I agree.
If you play Wheel of Fortune,
RSTLNE, but pretty fucking common too.
Boom. Tanny takes the lead. I'm in.
Ooh.
Now I
Rigged.
just gotta come all.
Rigged.
Statistically likely to outlive a moose.
What
I know this one.
kind of flipping question is this?
A jackpot.
No.
Fuck me.
ah.
Oh,
We're always gonna.
back in the lead.
He's back in the lead.
One of the 7 chakras.
What the frick's a chakra?
That's me.
None
Wow.
of them. Holy
What?
moly.
None of them?
Devin.
Devin?
No.
How did Devin
What the hell?
Wow.
Behind.
You know what it
Sounds
was?
like
She probably,
Devin
didn't,
from the
Massive
Talk
comeback.
Meditation.
she probably walked away and didn't even click on anything. And just went,
Oh,
I
the
won.
cat, the cat was flying.
Yeah, the cat just made Devin win.
Rigged.
All right. All right, so reboot Vamp. Oh, you already got
Yeah,
okay.
reboot the game. Oh shoot! Never mind. I pressed the wrong button anyway.
You pushed the wrong button? Never.
All right. So Alien's in charge now. I'll let him get in first.
I'll join you guys here in
Back,
about
baby girl.
Welcome back, Rosa.
20 minutes. Just need to answer
Hey,
these
good night, shenanigans. Mr. Nanigans.
Don't call him girly. Or Deuce. I mean, go ahead. I think he's fine with it by now.
If he hadn't have made that for the ketchup, I'd play it every time he came in.
What if you just did audio only?
Yeah, no catch up till next year.
I know.
And
Wait, they took off until next year?
Yep.
Yeah, they got
Yep.
well. Also, like they had a bunch going on with fires and everything, and then they didn't do it, and then now they're just like, from what I can tell, they're just stupid swamped with rep boxes and life.
Yeah.
And getting
That-
sick.
And holidays and
Well,
yeah,
and that's the thing. So
sickness
this
and-
last one, they were sick, so they skipped it. So then, by the time you skip it for 2 weeks, what do? Come back for 1 week before Christmas break. You're going to be off again, and then come. Might as well just
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
regroup.
and the Friday night hangouts also is not coming back until next year.
And with their old format, I don't know if that's going to be their new format going forward, but there hasn't been any sponsored giveaways and stuff. And I know they mentioned it last stream that they wanted to do more again so they could get more audience and more tags and stuff. So
All right. Who's not in yet on this one?
We got one more slot open if anybody wants to join.
I would join if I don't have 4 questions to answer for this.
the answers are 1, 2, 3, and 4.
It doesn't quite work that way. We're talking about packet sniffing, and how it's controversial.
My
Well,
packet does
women
not
don't
right
like
now.
their packets
What-
being sniffed. unless
What kind of
they're
packets are we
sour.
talking about?
But
Packets packets of white powder,
no, the
packets of marshmallows.
Panty packets you buy out of vending machines in Japan?
Wait, I did not do that. Oh, wait, yes, I did. This was accidental. I actually did that when I was in Japan. It was new ones, but it was accidental.
Oh my goodness.
That's true.
I've got a printer fail going on.
That's the one that's getting sold. It sounds like.
Normally I would agree with you, but it's a Prusa.
I'll take it. I'll pay you in marshmallows.
I think tomorrow I'll be building an under 3.
One of those.
Uh-huh. You should send me the stuff that I need to print for it because I can print it on my Sidewinder and
All right.
just put it on while I'm building it.
Yep.
She doesn't want to go night-night, baby.
I hope that fixes it. It's a 48-hour print.
Ouch. Yeah, this thing was, I thought it was gonna fail. It was like 40 some odd hours. And I printed it like this.
Mhm.
And it had a tower right here, 2 towers. And
I
both
can't
of them-
see you behind the live thing.
What?
Go big for a
Go
second.
big. Go big.
Go big or go home.
Well, he is home, but go big.
There you go.
This thing. But
Very nice.
I printed it like this,
Mhm.
and it had 2 towers going up here. Both of them fell. And then I didn't notice that there was an inner lip in here that needed support.
That is a weird orientation to print it in.
Well, I figured if I printed it like this, it would have needed a whole bunch of support in here.
Nope. Not even close.
But look, I understand your theory on the domes.
It's not
and
my theory.
I agree with you. But look how flat that is on the inside. I think it would have.
Yeah, but you'll get better curves out of it, not relying on X, like on
But
Z.
where
You'll
I
get better rounded curves.
The bad part, though, is that
you lost a whole detail.
I lost all the detail in that, and I can't get those freaking.
And if, look above the
and
wet
yeah,
band.
and I broke it right there.
You got like a big swirly marks and everything up there.
Well, I broke that right there, pulling off supports.
So you get Bondo.
Yeah, it's
And
Does it even fit your head though?
no.
No, like that's the thing is, I love it, but like the 100% scale head doesn't fit anybody's head.
No, it does. Well, this version doesn't. I downloaded
Is that Rob's version or is that
I don't know whose
is
it
that
is.
the Daryl's version?
No, I'm gonna download Daryl's version because Daryl's version looks like it's proper size.
Yeah, Rob's is super detailed and really well like the corners all look nice and everything. And I like that he split it too. That's really nice. So if I wanted to, I could print half the thing in one day.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that one. I did download Daryl's, but I didn't print it yet.
I'm not on Daryl's Patreon yet.
It was too small, Devin. I didn't properly size it, but no, it was one off Thingiverse that Shenanigans sent me to print for him. But I printed it too small.
Oh yeah, no. Rob just released his V2 model, and it's really good.
Cool. Take a look at it.
Oh wait, I have magic
I'm
powers.
just gonna press go.
What I can do?
I'm just gonna press go. Y'all had enough time.
No, I didn't have enough time.
You had enough time.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die.
Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. There is no social mixer in our hotel ballroom.
There we go. Link in the chat.
Just in case Emmy is watching. Good night, Princess Emmy. I love you. Mwah.
But hey, it's still better.
Good night, Emmy.
Hotel
Hey, Emmy.
No.
Night.
Good night, child.
Okay, first question. How many years are you celebrating at a semi-centennial anniversary? Use the device to answer the question. And the correct answer is...
Oh, too easy.
Oh, crap.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Jack.
Part of running a murder hotel is making all the beds between killing sprees. I hate fancy bed stuff. I mean,
Don't we all?
is a sham exactly?
It's a falsehood.
I'm gonna get this one wrong.
Not gonna lie. Nailed this one.
I was thinking of sham, a sham wow,
Decorative. I know that.
a chamois. You dry your car.
That was my second choice.
I picked it.
Monkey, you're the only one to get it right.
Married.
I'm married and I'm female and I don't know what a sham is.
This category. Everyone else will answer too.
Sham.
If anyone matches you,
It's
you
a good
die.
cover.
Uh,
I also don't make fancy beds.
They make pillow covers for decorative pillows.
No, it's a decorative cover for a pillow.
So if we pick the same character, you guys lose. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Y'all gonna die.
It doesn't look good.
Time's almost up.
It's like comfort.
I'm so gonna die on this one. I don't know any of the characters.
You don't know any of the Charlie Brown characters?
It's not.
I know Charlie Brown and Snoopy. That's it.
Woodstock, Linus.
You got read like a book.
Holy shit.
Nobody picked one.
I actually survived. Or did I not? Nope, I
No.
didn't.
Why'd we all die?
Because none of the. It's not a good. It's not the Charlie Brown cartoon. It's a good. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. It's like a play or something like that. I think. But I just wrote down Charlie Brown because I don't know the answer either.
Who else chose Snoopy? I didn't see Snoopy on there anywhere else but mine.
I don't think Linus and Snoopy were actual characters.
I think I won.
They were. I tried typing in something that wasn't a character in there, and it said that it was an incorrect answer.
Adele named each of her first 3 albums after.
Ex-boyfriends? I don't know. I don't know the name of any of her albums.
Right? It's like, I know the names of songs, but that's it.
Who picked this?
Of course, Devin would know that.
Still alive. Time
I knew it, but I just knew all of her albums were some form of a number, so it was the only thing that made sense.
to row 217.
Who is she again?
It's the
Adele?
team.
She's a computer.
Adele
This
is?
and try to avoid the death zones. Someone needs to pick which slots are death zones.
That's right, I just...
Let everyone else choose a slot to make it no bueno.
No bueno.
Okay. Let the
You're
games
gonna
begin.
die, clown.
Pick a spot to
Oh
drop.
yeah, you're doomed. You've got a very high chance of landing in a death zone.
No!
Ah.
Lord.
Come on, your deal's for people to die here.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oof, look at that audience. Not better.
Yeah, the audience is tied with 5 of us. So.
Let's try another one. What was the literal translation of Guardians of the Galaxy as it was renamed?
Oh, nice.
Wait, what?
Time's almost stop.
Well, I'm going to die.
This.
Again, my second choice.
It's time.
For once, I'm really grateful that I work with a lot of Chinese companies.
More fun than fogged up mirrors. Oh, hey, look! The ghost of my Aunt Mildred is writing on this mirror. Pay attention to her unique handwriting. Now, Aunt Mildred is going to write a different word, but so will everyone else. Draw a word on the mirror to camouflage Aunt Mildred's. Start writing on that mirror.
Keep everything PG-13, folks.
Closely. One of
Chuck
these
10.
words will be a word written by Aunt Mildred's ghost. So many convincing words to choose from. Now, type the word that Aunt Mildred wrote, or you die.
This one's easy.
I don't know.
Would the real Aunt Mildred please stand up?
What? Armpit,
Armpit.
man. Armpit.
Aunt Mildred would like
Ah.
it's time for you to join my Aunt Mildred.
I haven't played it as much as you guys.
You've still got the most money, though, so you're going to get resurrected.
Oh, crap. You all died too early. Bummer.
Do I get to come back to life?
Yep.
Did we just go back in time? That's crazy.
That's
Stay
crazy.
alive a little longer this time, huh? It's time for the next question. Who is Dom Perignon?
Guy who...
Type of steak?
I thought it was a wine.
Huh? His name just kind of rhymes with filet mignon.
Who picked this?
Yes.
This guy did.
Finally.
Monkey, man.
Because the monks of brewed
What's
Dom Perignon.
I still thought it was a wine.
I'm making a mythological griffin. I have half an eagle. Now, what do I need?
But
Well, this one's easy.
Only if you know
Mythology.
fantasy creatures.
yeah, you need half a brain.
Almost who picked?
If I only had a brain.
Everyone again? You all need to be taught a lesson. The laziest
Poor
gift
monkey.
of all. Scratch and find $1 to live. If you keep scratching, I'll give you cash for every $sign you find. But if you scratch off even one skull, you die. Start scratching. It might be fun to press your luck.
No balls.
Do it, you wuss. There
he
you go.
actually did go
The
for more.
screen clicked out just as it was popping up. Like I got.
Dead again, huh? This time it's dead for good.
Can't say no balls. I did it.
Yeah, you did. Oh wait, we don't even get a laugh. Dang.
Well, I'm gonna have to
hard
drop
to-
out of here, everybody.
All right, thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me in.
I'm sorry that FedEx is taking forever to deliver.
Oh, like I said, everything's got to go through Nebraska to get to Kansas. For some reason, I don't know why. So, night, everybody.
Night.
All right.
Night.
Night, Michael. Night, Greg.
Don't forget, Josh. Devin wants to come hang out.
Yeah, I'm messaging her right now. As soon as I can find her.
You can forget if you want. I just don't think she'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I've gotten this song stuck in my head at work.
Could be worse. Could be an Adele song.
It typically rolls through my head when we're absolutely dead and have nothing to do and are staring at the walls watching paint dry.
Man, why am I not doing this all night?
What, eating chocolate or playing this game?
Roasting marshmallows.
Where the heck is my Xbox game go? I need to order another.
Hey, it's BV3D.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, we're still going. If you want to join the game, you can do that too.
If you're new here and you're interested in 3D printing projects and other related 3D printing items, go ahead and click Awesome on BV3D videos.
That's right. Don't click subscribe. Click awesome.
Always click Awesome.
Aw, poor baby, still crying.
Yeah, her teeth are bothering her, and she's exhausted but doesn't want to sleep.
Hey,
I
Devin.
feel like I could actually hear her.
I think Rosa fell asleep.
Yes, Brian. We are doing a game thingy.
Hey everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, the comic book people left about an hour ago, so we hopped onto games.
Did I lose the chat? Oh, here's the chat.
Brian, how long did you hang out in Complainosaurus Rex's video?
Wait, who is Complainosaurus Rexing?
Tim.
Oh.
Hey Google, dim my lights to 50%.
I can't tell you if it's good rum or not. You can always try the watermelon crap.
Tim from TH3D?
Sure.
I'm shocked.
He was going on about 2 trees. He said,
Yeah, and then the video went private.
10 times. That's and that's that. And then
And
he
then
would
I-
start going off on another tangent. And he'd go, and that's that.
Yeah, it seems to be a pattern.
Yay, BB3D's in. Anybody else? One more slot.
But like I respect the fact that he's in the industry and he knows his things and everything, but he is not the ultimate authority. No
Wait,
one
where'd
is.
Tanny go? Tanny, where'd you go? You're in control. But you're not on your phone anymore.
Oh no!
Rosa we have, except for the fact that she really hates it, and will sit there and spit it all over us and everything else. Has about 5 teeth coming in right now. I think she won't let me actually in her mouth.
So
have you tried,
for the
have
record,
you tried whiskey? Not for you. All right, not for the baby, but for you.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that.
Devin, text Tanny and ask him if he dropped internet or something.
I am texting Tanny.
Devin, don't spill your beer.
I was about to say, for the record, I opened a beer and I did not spill it on anything.
Oh wait, hang on. That's not a beer. That's a cooler.
Fair enough. I
That's
spilled
not
a
a
beverage.
beer.
It's actually not beer because we're out of regular beer. That's why I went to Mike's Hard.
Josh is gonna be like, all beer tastes the same.
All beer does taste the same.
I want a beer now.
Josh.
But yeah, Chris Lane.
Wine coolers are acceptable, though.
Wine coolers are acceptable, but beer is not, Josh.
Wine coolers don't taste like beer.
That's a good thing. I mean, because
Beer
otherwise
is
that'd be
better
beer
than
coolers.
wine coolers, but this was like $4 for 2 6-packs.
Oh, can you pick me up like 4? Because I will never get that kind of deal in Virginia.
Yeah, from what the guy in the alcohol aisle was saying is they sent them a bunch of the pink one, and they didn't get any of the other flavors, so they put them on sale.
The alcohol aisle. You silly people.
What else are you supposed to call it?
Well, we really don't have an alcohol
Tanny
aisle.
messaged me and said his power went out, so.
Oh yeah, he just texted me back.
I agree, Brian. Josh does have defective taste buds.
I mean, he thinks coffee and beer taste the same. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, as long as he agrees that.
Listen.
Why? How is
beer
everyone
tastes
eating?
gross?
All beer has like the same 3 or 4 base ingredients.
No, it doesn't.
Hops, barley, yeast, and water.
Nope. Not all
No.
beer has that, Josh.
No.
But I'm just saying, they're all.
No, they're
Yeah.
not all.
Yes.
No. Have you had a wheat beer?
Okay,
Doesn't have the same
wheat.
thing.
What about a tart beer?
Sours are crap.
What about root
Sours
beer?
are amazing.
Yeah, what about
you
root
have
beer?
Taste bud.
What?
Though I have,
Root beer.
I have not had a sour since I
Root-
spilled a
root
sour
beer
on my
is
laptop.
What the frick is a sour?
Gross.
No good.
It's amazing. You should try one.
What is a
Josh,
sour?
I'll bring you.
See, wait, IPA is nasty.
Look.
I'm sorry. What was
I'm
your
wearing a brewery T-shirt.
question? With
Hey, Brian, are you jumping in again? Sorry, we had to reset.
I will bring you some beers from my brewery to you, and then when you don't like them, I'll drink them.
Look.
Oh, so
One of my
Tanny's
buddies
power went out,
owns a brewery.
but his printer is still going because it's on a battery.
Dihydrogen monoxide. Oh my god.
Well,
Okay.
since you're having shots of whiskey, can I have something, please?
All right, I'm going to start.
Wait, is Geek having whiskey without you?
Carson, Rosa's sending you a DM.
On Twitter?
Yep.
I don't see anything. Let's see. Can you make it stronger than usual, please?
To die.
Just a shot. Not your level shots, because they will see me on my ass.
She'll be swinging from the roof, pants in the air. Just, woo!
Okay, that'd be fun.
Survive. Also, if you have any feedback on the hotel side of things, please pull me aside during the game. I'm all ears. All right. Question. What is good working on the tablet the Statue of Liberty is holding?
Hey, that green tea shot was delicious.
What is a green tea shot?
It's a Jameson shot. It's a mixed Jameson shot because he's sitting there saying you don't mix Jameson with anything because he just took
I screwed up.
Jameson.
Who got the question right?
I screwed up.
Canadian.
The rest of you, I want to show you something.
Oh, the tablet. Wait, no.
Not the plate.
Poem. I thought there was a poem on the tablet.
There is a
No,
poem
it's
somewhere.
a date. Yeah, the poem's on her base plate.
Yeah.
You tattoo by drawing on your device.
Whatever.
Whatever. It's
I
not
don't
like you're
wanna get
American.
on stream because I don't think I've ever actually had a shot of just straight whiskey.
What's wrong with you, Carson?
You should do that.
I prefer vodka.
You should have whiskey. Whiskey's good.
Just go
Yes.
straight tequila.
No tequila.
I love tequila.
No tequila.
Or come to Canada.
Why?
Why? Don't you just do shots of maple syrup up there?
So excited.
Yeah, after you smoke a bunch of weed because it's legal.
I'm allergic to weed, so eh.
Will die.
Okay, I'll come to Canada and
This is the
smoke a
best
bunch of
one.
weed.
There's actually not a lot that I'm not allergic to, honestly.
Well, I don't know how to help you there.
What did we decide?
Thank you.
Oh, hi.
Stupid cat.
You should really
Alien.
My only compilation is punishment.
Josh, which one was yours? Sweet tattoo?
No, that was mine.
No,
Oh, nice.
no
It's
mine was
not
for Flash and
2.1.
Arrow.
It said they wanted sweet tattoo. It was a sweet tattoo.
Oh, also,
I'm making up for Tanner's gutter brain today.
survive, you die. If you're not ready now, you can join the audience.
Is that
It's like super low.
Sackboy what Brian Vines looks like on a Sunday night?
Okay, I haven't been demonetized yet. I don't have enough followers.
Down between Princess Fiona and Shrek.
What'd you say, Monkey?
That Brian's avatar looks like him on a Saturday night.
Mm.
I didn't watch anything past the second movie. I don't know. Wait, maybe in the first movie.
This happened in the first movie, didn't it?
No.
That. Oops.
Cause I'm in love. I'm a believer.
Welcome back to the killing room. It's time for donations. You each get $500. Give some of that money to your friend. The person who ends up with the most money will die. But there's a catch. If one of you ends up with $800 or more, I'll take the other one.
So violent with your typing, Devin.
She's trying to win this time. There's no
Oh.
cat in the way. We can see it.
That was me texting Tanny.
Now let's follow the money.
Texting with a keyboard.
Yeah. Oh, and I have my mechanical up today. On today, so that's why it's extra loud. I'm channeling my inner Tanny since he's not on stream.
Oh, I'm channeling him via keyboard. I'm channeling him via gutter brain. What's that?
Elevator when it goes up.
Better brain. What?
Don't make any
Gutter
sense.
brain.
Gutter brain. Dirty
think-
mind.
Yeah. It's...
Impure thoughts.
Let's keep moving.
Oh no! Everybody but Devin understood.
Something says there are 9 levels of hell. How many levels of
I think it's just Devin's innocence, honestly.
I'm not that innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I understand she's friends with Tanny, and that just ruins some of her innocence right there, but it doesn't ruin all of it.
I've learned a lot of things from Tanny.
You've also learned a lot of things you didn't want to learn on this stream.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep coming back. I should be editing or grading papers.
Or not looking things up on your phone when it's talks out loud.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
How did y'all not get that?
I keep hearing 7-7 from Final Fantasy and
I'm giving each of you a telephone.
Shit, how do I work this thing again?
3 phone numbers.
Old man to the rescue. Here I come.
I should have picked Devin to
I'm a
die.
millennial. How do I do this?
Oh god.
Shit, how do I reset it?
Luggage coming with it.
What are you trying to do?
Where's the 0? Oh, there it is.
0.
Oh, yes.
Oh, y'all better start over if you were trying the other 2 numbers.
Oh, BV3D. You know how? Oh, Brian actually knows.
Brian
got beat
He's
by
probably got a
Bravo.
trackpad though, right? Imagine doing it with a trackpad. It would actually feel like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm on a PC, so.
I use my meows.
probably the crapple thing.
Yep.
We're here. With one
Okay, no knocking my crapple right now.
around. Next question. Which of these champagnes is the driest?
Aren't they all wet?
Oh.
Does one have more bubbles in it than the other? Because like bubbles are dry.
See,
on
now
the
all
inside.
champagne tastes the same.
I disagree.
Yes. I finally got one right.
Good thing I'm already dead.
Still alive.
It's a good thing I know how to guess well.
Damn, Daniel.
This one lets you protect yourself with the password.
Oh,
Enter
goodness.
a real 4-letter word with your device. Hard to guess. If your password gets cracked, you die. Now everyone else will try
We're
to
going
crack the
down,
password.
clown.
As a team, guess the password on your device. You get a clue if your guess has a letter in the right.
Oh, I forgot this one.
If anyone figures out the password before time runs out, I will reward you all.
Last letter is T.
You're a T, Devin.
First letter is B.
Out loud with each other.
Second letter is U.
How is she cheating like this?
Good job, Devin.
We should have figured it was something like that for Monkey.
I didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
Like, I like how everyone's listening to Devin. Meanwhile, she's the one that's still alive and gonna win the game. Everyone's like, "Oh, let's get Monkey out."
Who the hell is that guy?
Autobahn, isn't that the road in
Germany
Europe
where you
that
don't have a speed limit?
Yeah, except it's not spelled that way.
Well, I knew that, but
Birds. Monkey.
The ghost got it wrong. Lucky guesses.
I don't know who that guy is.
Audubon Society.
Is that some sort of American thing?
Bird brains. I mean,
Mother.
Oh, can we go back to the science questions, please?
No.
I don't know this one.
So cheesed about that printer.
Now, you picked this.
Yes. Lucky guess. Devin, it's your turn.
With my old friend, the Leo.
Goodbye, Devin.
No!
You are
This
not
is-
Viking. You cannot survive
If
there.
she wins this, Viking's been cheating this whole time.
Come on, channeling my inner Viking now.
Spin, you magnificent wheel.
Oh,
what?
Yes!
Wow.
This game is rigged. This
This
one
game is rigged.
Apparently, everyone can survive the Wheel of Death.
More or less ghosts than you find in most elevators. Makes you think.
Haven't you died to the Wheel of Death?
I did.
I haven't been on it, I don't think.
I know Josh has. At least twice.
Which country leads the parade of athletes at the opening ceremony of the Olympics?
Whoever. Oh wait.
The hosting team.
Who picked this?
Yep.
Not bad.
I knew that one.
Oh, I guess that's technically like the home of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I still thought it was the hosting country.
Ah, the lost art of letter
Dude, I can't wait to see how crazy the Olympics are next year, considering they're being hosted in Japan.
Yeah.
Japan. Everyone else will
All the Pokemon stuff is going to be awesome.
Olympics is an overrated waste of time and money and resources.
I agree.
Oh, I agree. But I like to see the crazy that comes out for it.
Dear customer service,
Because you're not going to get rid of it, so you might as well enjoy watching it.
frustrated with the quality of the electric toothbrush I purchased through your website. Sure, it cleans my teeth just fine, but it fails me when I try to use it to remove an eyeball. Well, before you stop, I will find you if the product does not improve. Time's up. Let's do a quick editorial review of your work.
Well-
And what's the result?
I typed every letter on that keyboard.
Who will be
Better than you?
delivering the torch?
Dang.
You failed.
I lost my.
Ania.
Quality.
Damn it.
I tried to beat you, Devin.
I got jumped out of the website accidentally.
Devin has the loudest keyboard next to Tanny.
One of you is
See if I'm still.
Okay, so Josh, I am using my mechanical keyboard today
Oh yeah.
because
it's
I've been
crazy
editing.
Yeah,
loud.
but Devin, so am I, but mine doesn't sound like I'm beating it to death.
I'm not beating it to death.
Really? It sounds like it.
I'm not even angry
Listen,
typing. This
here,
is
listen,
just me
I'm gonna
typing
get closer
quickly.
to it.
answer that fits the category and then press submit.
Mechanical keyboard.
Let's see the right answers.
Yours is like broken or something.
No, it's a Logitech. It's worth money.
Oh, well.
Well,
It's,
Lose your
you
clicky
don't
button.
I
have
wasn't
to,
expecting to be here.
you don't have to slam your keyboard keys for them to type.
With mechanicals,
I'm not.
they're like this keyboard.
You
Yeah,
barely
mechanicals are
and they're
very
like-
loud.
you barely touch them and they work.
With that's the thing with mechanicals. You give it a light touch or multiple touches very quickly.
What does cruciferous mean?
Time is almost up.
I don't type loud.
You type very loud.
Ah,
Shut up.
that was bad.
Darkly duck bill.
Chris, I'm coming for you. I want my second round.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I watched Count Duckula, not Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I'm getting overtaken.
Calm down, Devin. Gentle.
With Ronald McDonald.
This is gentle.
Gentle whisper touches.
That is gentle.
No, it's like
The tables have turned.
That.
Don't look behind you. Here comes the darkness. Alfred Hitchcock movies.
No idea.
Time is almost up.
Why didn't they have the birds on there? I would have known that.
Ah, nice. I'm back in the lead.
gentle.
Characters snapped away in Avengers Infinity War.
Well, this is a new question.
Yeah, it is. That's incorrect.
How is that incorrect?
Oh, Doctor Strange, right on the planet, right? Damn it.
Olsen Twins movies.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness, no idea.
If I get this right, I'm redeemed in the eyes of them.
None of them.
I just want to point out BV3D just got those all right.
I know, right?
Time is almost up.
Oh, Jeff.
Isn't that fair? I'm not allowed to pick. Okay.
What does taser stand
Wait,
for?
what the heck is taser?
Taserface.
Another life force swap.
Your name is Taserface? Hey,
Taserface.
Listen, they got the time. Isn't one of those made up?
Snow White does.
Wow.
This is
Well,
going to get
the
down.
audience is still alive, I'd like to point out.
What the heck does metamorphic mean?
It's a type of rock.
No, don't tell them.
It says rock. It changes its chemistry or some crap, I think.
That's a nerd question.
Ah, I believe.
It's not over yet.
The audience, though.
Who
I
is
know.
the audience? In the audience.
Seriously.
Get all three
I don't. Okay, no.
Is it submitted? Is it submitted?
I'm gonna die.
I'm done. Sweet. Yay.
Yeah.
The right answer is to escape. Another life swap.
Look at that freaking audience.
Lights out for you.
If the audience wins, that'll be a while.
Matrix characters. Time is almost up.
Like Dot Matrix and Enzo Matrix?
No, the movie The Matrix.
Wait, Razor was one of them? That wasn't one of them?
Frickin'
Oh.
monkey.
Monkey?
I thought Freak was one of the characters.
No, you're making stuff up.
There was Dozer, Tank. That's why I thought it was whatever I picked.
Dozer and Tank.
Yeah, it was Dozer.
All right, I'm out of here. I've got a podcast to record.
Have
All right.
fun.
Catch you
All
later,
right.
Devin.
I'll get back to you on the t-shirts.
We're gonna play one more
yeah,
game and then I'm gonna cut it up.
Oh, Josh, before I go real quick. Did you ever get back to me about the boxes?
I have not found the email to where I ordered them from yet.
Okay.
I did look, but I've been doing UFO shit. So.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye, Brian.
All right. Bye.
Later, Brian Vine.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
Go
You know
look
what
at
I
that
think he did
body.
today, though? I think he works out.
It worked out. Geek Tech.
He can't hear you, but he says hi.
He never wants to hang out with us anymore. He's too busy touching his controller.
Yeah. He's had a very stressful week. He's been getting screamed at by a 9-month-old
Aw.
because she wants mommy and not him.
Not the mama, not the mama.
Yo,
Do I need to come babysit?
please. We need sleep, please.
You want to take mine too, Josh?
It was bad. Earlier this week, I could not wake up, apparently. And she was in her bedroom playing. She'd woken up in the morning. My mother-in-law heard her and went and got her and had her for about half an hour, 45 minutes before I woke up.
That might be all people are going to jump in on this one, I think.
Yeah, probably. Babe, are you gonna join in?
Oh, hey. Where do I go for this one?
It says there's 9 people watching.
Jackbox.tv. And type in just like it says on the screen.
SLTR.
I did this on my phone last time, okay?
Hey, see you next tech. Babe, play.
Time's up.
Oh, I think Carson's joining.
I did a countdown and everything.
The mama.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, mamacita. Join. Stop looking at baby clothes and texting me baby clothes. You can play this game.
Why is she texting you baby clothes? Is there something we need to know, Josh?
She's trying to give me baby fever, but not ever let me come up there to actually try to have a baby.
Well, I give you baby fever all the time. So.
I know, and
Yeah,
it's
but
your
he's
fault
not
you
running.
started it.
He's not running north to try to.
That's fair.
She just likes teasing me.
All right, we'll do another countdown.
All right.
She's giving you baby
9,
fever.
8,
No.
7.
Hey, CNX Tech. It's a good show. I wasn't too keen on this last episode, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of people talking about the worker chickie. Her character just wasn't. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but it was okay.
It was
I think the problem was it was episode 5 out of 8 for this season. They were like, can we get something moving in the story? But it's all right.
Yeah. Well,
See,
they did,
I
right?
Rumors of Baby Jabba and saw pictures on the internet of Baby Jabba, and I'm like, oh my god, there has to be a Baby Jabba, and there wasn't.
There is young Hutts. In some of the Clone Wars cartoons, they do stuff with the young baby Hutts.
It was in the same animation style as the child.
Yeah.
So I was really excited.
All right, Monkey, you can start. Thank you, honey.
Local residents familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply
You can skip that.
hotel.
Skip.
I gotta get a whole set of these Allen key screwdrivers.
Yeah, those look very helpful.
I found one that's like a multi-tool where you can pull out and then stick in the tip and do different ones. So I'm gonna get one of those, but I want a whole set.
Babe, why are you short in me?
It's been all over the news.
I wouldn't mind a set that had ball head on them. That'd be amazing.
Though I'm surprised you didn't see this coming. Okay, first question. What's it called when a horse has one of those wide white stripes down its face?
Zebra?
Use your device to answer the question.
Josh, you should know this.
It's a zebra.
Why should I know this?
You are around horses more than the rest of us?
I know jack shit about horses.
Ooh, got it.
I inherit them from my parents.
How did I get that right?
Please, only you. Time for consequences.
That was fast.
Rose is purposely trying to die, I think.
She's just humoring you.
Yeah, pretty soon she'll be DMing him.
Time. Pick a space inside the box to hide.
This is so much easier to do when
That's
it's
obvious.
more live than the delay from YouTube.
Yeah.
Of course, this magic trick does need some volunteers. I'm giving you a very sharp
You're dead.
sword. On your device, choose a row or a column to run your sword through.
Just remember, babe, when you die, you still
stab.
play.
Yes!
Dun, dun, dun.
You're back. You're a toast now, but you have options. Keep playing, and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game.
You have options.
Let's keep moving. Which of these is a country's capital city?
Dum, 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 dum.
Not sure.
I know this because of
Quito.
Josh.
Yeah, I
lived
know
in
this is Josh,
Ecuador.
too.
The rest of you,
I thought Istanbul was it.
follow me.
Constantinople?
Yeah.
Whiplash.
You know what? I just want to play Quiplash. It's not drawful, but what is?
I hear Geek Tech huffing on his propylene glycol.
Oh, yeah.
Enter the best answer you can think of and hit send. I made this timer a little longer, mostly so I have time to wrangle the Quiplash host back into his crate.
And oddly enough, today he and I ended up matching without any kind of planning. I just left the house before he was really even awake.
All right.
Keep telling
Further
people
ado,
Station you have in the hotel hot tub. Oh, it's like a stew in here.
I
all right,
farted.
everyone else, vote for the answer you like the best. The player who wrote the answer with the fewest votes. Okay, let's see what people think.
Oh.
Luckily, I only like one of
Thelma, why are you voting for Time Machine 2?
Hey.
Elma.
Thelma.
Poor Kit.
Always getting.
My name on here is the mama because we were talking about how you're not the mama.
Which movie
I
was
did.
not directed by
You're not
John
even old enough to remember that show.
Who the heck's John Hughes?
Not
Oh
even-
shoot!
He directed 3 of those films. That's who it is.
I picked the wrong one. That's the one I was supposed to pick.
Right.
I always get those confused.
Yeah, me too.
They're at the same time frame. It's just they're not part of this
Don't mind.
trifecta that he did.
It's real simple. The player who rolls the highest will die. But we've got some help to make this more interesting. You have an extra die that you can give to whoever you want to make their.
What?
Wow. Thanks, Thelma.
Nobody gave it to me this time. Holy cow!
Nah.
Don't lie.
See, I don't like these ones that are random chance. I like the ones where you could, like, you had a chance to
Yeah,
win.
you need skill.
Well, it's not that random.
You have no, you push a button and it does the thing.
Yeah, but
At
people
least
give
with
you
the, like, the
worse.
skewers, the choices and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
When one player is left alive, we'll go to the final round.
apparently, you can play the Wheel of Murder and not die.
In the original novel, why does the Phantom of the Opera wear a mask?
Because he is the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh shit.
Time's almost up.
Babe, pick an answer.
Picked this.
Oh.
Good job, babe.
What's that?
Time for consequences.
She totally guessed.
Play with my little toy
Oh, son of a
elevators.
biscuit.
Everyone pick an elevator door.
Thelma's going down.
Inside, you all live. But if there's a split decision, I will kill everyone on the heavier side.
Can we just say it out loud?
Feel free to chat and lie about what you're going to do.
Yeah, that doesn't mean everyone's going to tell the
eat.
truth.
Right.
Let's see where you all landed. I wanted to die.
I didn't say pick right. I just said right as an approved confirmation. You know. Just...
Let's keep moving.
I picked it before you said it.
Which of the following is not found?
I wasn't paying attention.
No.
Tanny would get this one right. He always gets it right.
Yeah, Tanny's good at the science ones.
Picked this. Follow me.
No thanks.
Not the mama.
We're going to play.
Ooh. I get to
I've given
poison
each safe
somebody.
player a poison pellet. Pick a chalice to drop your poison in.
Wait, that's less chalices than normal, I think.
Do what?
I think there's less of them than normal.
It's usually keys,
It
isn't it?
it
Now it's
depends
your
on
turn,
how many
Blake.
people.
Pick a chalice to drink from.
Why not?
It's poisonable.
I'm
Salute.
gonna die anyways.
Now let's see what everyone drank.
What?
Wow.
Poison with dark cherry flavored Well, that's a real machine.
Sure.
The odds of us both getting it is awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that the dead players are ghosts.
Rigged.
I'm not just freaking out.
Rigged.
Nope, better than you.
Well, it's too obvious to pick the skull one. I think
Let's
nobody's
try
going to pick that because of that.
Sorry to pick the skull one no matter what.
What were Snickers candy bars called in the UK?
Professor Chamomile, good time chocolates.
Who picked this?
Yeah.
No, a marathon bar is completely different.
Not in the UK, it ain't, bro hammer.
Freaking weirdos.
Oh, hey, more dice. Roll as much as you want.
I like this one.
I'll kill the player with the lowest score, but go over 21 and you die instead.
You die.
Yeah. If they roll a skull, that adds 1 to everyone's score. Honestly, it's mostly just an excuse to use these cool skull dice.
Wow. I keep hitting small.
Oh shit, why?
Damn it.
You busted.
For some reason, I thought I was down in the bottom, so I was spamming the heck out of it, trying to give people skulls. And I was actually rolling.
That's okay. I was actually rolling like I played it the other way. And then I was like, wait, I'm in the audience. Just keep tapping. Keep tapping.
President Lyndon B. Johnson's beagles named?
Oh shit.
What?
I don't know this.
Pure guess.
Who picked this?
Oh shit, I was right.
Seriously? Oh,
Come
goodness.
with me.
Y'all gonna die.
I hope you're good with
Goodness.
instructions. Follow as many rules as you can before time.
Uh,
Everyone else is playing too.
I don't want to play.
If you follow more rules than you, I will kill you. And it's already begun. The rules are on your device now.
ah.
Sometimes I worry that I say the word rules too much during this game. Rules, rules, rules. You know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Almost out of rules time.
What? Oops. Dah.
I suck.
Boom!
For summer, you lose.
Am I gonna win one?
No.
Thelma's gonna come Louise you.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means. Congrats on making it here alive. But can you escape? I'm going to give you a category. Beatles songs. Tap the answer that fits the category. Let's see the right answers. You move forward 1 space for each correct answer. You're a little bit closer to escaping. Oh, did I mention that all the other ghosts get to play too? If a ghost catches you, they'll steal your life force. Then they can try to escape and win the game. Here's everyone's next question.
What?
And don't use your choice to help them catch up to you. Time is almost up.
Sure.
Next question.
What's a Sharknado?
World of Warcraft playable classes.
No idea.
Oh shit, I missed one.
My baby got him.
Kind of running away with it.
I've never played WoW.
Shakespeare quotes.
You're not missing much.
Ah, dang it. did that wrong.
Yeah.
Don't fall behind. Are you afraid of the dark?
Nope.
Nope.
McDonald Land characters.
It's not fair.
Time is almost up.
I can't pick Grimace.
So,
Oh.
freeze 2.
No idea.
Time is almost up.
Wham bam.
I know we'll be together from the first one. And apparently the second one together.
Getting pretty close to the exit.
Whamma ding dong.
Oh, wham bam is the best.
Little words. Let's just call that a fluke.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that almost read them out loud.
The darkness approaches. Not so fast.
I totally sounded them out a few times now.
And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
I could use
I'm gonna be
some
the first one to
head.
die.
Damn it.
You have to get all the right answers to escape. States in India.
I have no idea.
Chennai must be a city. Ah. Bye-bye.
Dang it, Kit.
Cat brains.
No.
Nailed it.
Damn you, Kit.
Oh, but look at where I was. I was there. I had it.
Yeah.
That was
Meanie
fun.
heads.
That's hard to play on my computer.
Congrats, Kit.
Yeah, I had it on the cat too.
All right, party people, I got to get up and go to the post office tomorrow morning to send out UFOs.
All right, I'm out also. See you all later.
Where's the quit? There it is. There's quit. All right. Anybody want to do send off? Outro.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Check Venturia3D.com for updates on the next core printer, and we'll catch up with you all later.
Follow this person. It's Geek Tech. I don't have anything.
Okay.
We're actually almost done with the Gauss rifle. I have to do the wood texture for a few of the pieces, and he has to finish painting the rest of it.
Sweet.
And we're done. And then we assemble it.
Sweet. Monkey man.
Just where you find me, right here. This one.
Oh goodness, he's so lazy tonight. All right,
I have printers and things. I do stuff.
everybody. So we started the stream with Ashcan. Not that anybody's really watching right now, but there's a bunch of links underneath. Check them out. Their Kickstarter has 5 days left to go to reach their goals. Thank you, Julie Jolly, for winning an Ashcan anthology comic today. Yeah, I'm getting UFOs out tomorrow, and then I have a Baby Yoda print that I have to take off my resin printer, which I'll probably do before I go to bed.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button. Follow me. Tell all your friends to follow me. I need like 700 more followers to get monetized.
Everyone, right now, double your accounts, make a new one, subscribe again.
Actually, if you link it to your original Google account, it
doesn't
will
count.
not work.
Oh, no, that's
I have 5 Google accounts. Just saying.
And Slacker Rosa is actually not slacking tonight. She's still awake, and it is 11:30. So I'm very proud of you, everybody. Clap for Rosa. Nobody else is clapping. I tried to get you claps, babe.
I'm
But
talking.
I'm
to her,
proud
so.
of you. I love you, honey buns. Anyways, thank you guys so much for spending your time with me this evening.
What did I know?
Wow.
Anyways, thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my customers. Thank you to
Oh,
all
I
my
can't time her
co-hosts who
out.
joined me tonight. No, you can't. She's a mod. But peace out, everybody.